Hello, everybody watching
Hello.
out there. How are you? Welcome to our stream. This is live from the apocalypse. We play tabletop games for charitable causes, aid organizations, nonprofits, and other great places like that. We are currently raising money. This is Nephilim. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done this one. Um, yeah, this is our near future science fiction campaign Nephilim, where we are a down and out scrapper crew in space, in capitalist hell future. Everything is hard and terrible, and we're on the moon. There's a little description. Feel free to read it at your leisure. I mean, it's pretty near future as far as sci-fi goes. Like we're not even 100 years out technically by our timeline. But yeah, welcome. We are raising money for Planned Parenthood. And if you don't know what Planned Parenthood is, where you been? Where you been the last forever of America?
Fair. Yeah.
Planned Parenthood, great organization. They do invaluable work to educate people about reproductive rights, health concerns. They provide access to abortions and other types of healthcare. And for a lot of women and men, which a lot of people don't know, they also offer health services to men. That is their only access to affordable healthcare in the entire United States. So if you like what you see here and you wanna throw some money out there to express how much you're enjoying it, don't give it to us. Give it to Planned Parenthood. You can drop exclamation point PP donate in the chat. Yes, it is funny, but it's also appropriate, and it is the real link. So exclamation point PP donate in the chat. We'll call up the donation link. You drop your money in there. The McElroy brothers will yell at us. You're welcome to subscribe if you want, especially if you have a Twitch Prime sub. It's included with your Amazon Prime subscription, and that will make Brennan Lee Mulligan kill a dog. So just
What?
be aware. Just be aware of what you're doing. But that money also goes to Planned Parenthood. So feel free to do that if you want. The cost is a dog. So just know what you're signing up for.
Have I not been paying attention when that gets
Have you
redeemed?
not seen? No, when you subscribe, it's the clip of Brendan Lee Mulligan yelling about how he's going to kill that dog because he's all the bad
Oh,
guys.
yeah, he is. He is all of the bad guys.
He's all the bad guys.
I was gonna say, when did we get that get also, where we got Brendan Lee Mulligan to agree to do
um,
things?
yeah, no, I talked to the Dementia 20 people. I was like, hey, do you
Uh-huh.
mind if we use this clip? They were like, go for it. Planned Parenthood is great. And the rest is history.
Well, there you go.
There we
This
go.
all sounds very real and like a thing
It
that
definitely
totally
happened. I mean,
happened.
he had a
It
phone
is.
conversation with Brendan, so
It is.
because Will's cool that way.
We are down a person, which is kind of the norm for Nephilim recently. Our friend Adela will be along eventually. She was trapped on the Pennsylvania Turnpike for 4.5 hours with a screaming toddler that she is going to be attempting to put to bed, and will join us when she is done. But in the meantime, the rest of us will go right ahead with the game. If you haven't been here before, we are in the middle. Well, we're not in the middle. We're starting our end game. This campaign has been running for a little bit over a year. Our first session was on April 4th of 2021. Last session was pretty much our anniversary, and this session and next Sunday we are also playing Nephilim. We don't normally do 2 games in a row here, but we are making an exception for this. These are going to be the last 2 sessions of Nephilim, and after that, we're going to move on to new games. There will be a whole lot of new stuff on the channel, so check that out. Stick around, follow us if you're not already doing it, all that good Twitch stuff. Yeah, on that note, let's get into our finale. Let's bring this puppy home, shall we? First off, let's meet our cast of characters. Since Della's not here currently, Julia, would you like to describe Paget, please?
Sure. Paget is a 20-something ex-car thief from Earth. She dresses in that kind of thrown together, trying not to be noticed fashion. Slightly baggy cargo pants, random top, vest with a lot of pockets, that kind of a thing. Uh, and she is legitimately just here for a good time.
That is true. Not a long time,
Not a long time,
but a good time.
but a good time.
Under a very interesting definition of what a good time entails.
She picked her good time based upon news outlets, news reports, and she said that looks like a great group to join. Did no further research.
Because if you see it on the news, kids, it's real. Jen, would you like to tell us a little bit about Maeve?
So Maeve is the official team cinnamon roll, but more officially, she is the ship engineer, mechanic. Also, sometimes the people engineer mechanic, because she's the closest thing to a medic that we've got on this ship, which really tells you a lot about our chances of getting through most of the problems we get ourselves into successfully. But yeah, so Maeve is pretty sure that everything is totally fine, and all of these bad things that keep happening will be worth it because they're here on the moon to finally find her surrogate parent figure / captain of the Nephilim, Grace, who has been missing for the entirety of this game after she was taken. So this is totally going to all play out just great today and next week. It's all going to finally be worth it. All of this hardship.
It's going to be fine.
It has to be, right? It's going to be. It has to be.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, something's a little weird with the audio output, which is fine. It's just some stuff clearly got mixed up. Give me like 1 second here to play with it, and we will get right back to work. Super weird. Okay, whatever. We're gonna just move right along with that. Everybody's coming through okay, and it's totally fine. And I will mess with that on a later date. Yeah, very, very good. So that's our two of our cast of characters. Ellis, Dan, would you describe Ellis?
Ellis is our older, grumpier, I would say wizened, but not all that wise, union member, union boss currently, I guess, given he's been working Paget into the system. Our resident crusty old Texan, who also is sure that all of the existential shenanigans and robot fuckery is all going to work out just fine. We're going to find Grace on the moon, and none of it's going to matter. And, death will have meaning again, and everything's going to move on and be all right. So,
and you won't have to be in charge anymore.
Thank God. Oh, Lord, Ellis hates being in charge. Oh. Things are going wrong. Look to Ellis. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Very, very good. Yes. Okay, so that's our colorful cast of characters here at Nephilim HQ. And yeah, on that note, let's pick right back up where we left off. You have barely been on Tranquility, which is what the moon has been named since it was colonized, almost 100 years ago. The Tranquility over the years has become a hub of the wealthiest people, the ones with the access to the most means. It's widely regarded to be the most scientifically advanced human settlement in the solar system. But unfortunately, it is very, very hard to get there. If you don't know people, if you don't have access to money, most people cannot get there.
Rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah,
Super
dude.
exclusive.
Crack one for the big boy.
Most exclusive.
Super exclusive. Thank you for your donation. We appreciate it so much. If you're whoever you are, if you're out there, they are gatekeeping the moon. That is true. I guess we'll add to the pool. What did I change the keybind to?
We got a pool? When did we get a pool?
We've always had a pool.
Maeve's been real busy on modifying the Nephilim. I don't know if you've been keeping up with what she's doing down there while she's avoiding everybody on the crew, but there's a pool now.
She's just been clearing out the wish list since, you know.
Yeah, it's a very small inflatable pool.
Oh, we had that. Yeah, sure.
Oh wow, that's a remarkable auto mod. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes. So
what did the auto mod block? Now I want to know.
The three middle words of that sentence that I don't want to say out loud on stream.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh.
So
all right.
You know, we'll move on past that. Anyway, we have been, yes, we're on the moon.
On the moon.
And
That's true.
on the moon, which is full of technology, but also uniformity. It is like a very everything that you've seen so far is very uniform. It is very advanced, but it is also extremely what's the word? Well, I said uniformity, but you know what? Yeah, it's everything is very uniform, very regulated. It looks like a lot of the houses look the same block by block. While there's some slight variation, places that are near each other tend to be forced to look very similar. And you are in one such structure, indistinguishable from the structures around it. You are in the home of Dr. Ivan Hayworth, the estranged father ? Of crew member Jaxper Sim. Maeve Delaney, another one of your crew members, has been unconscious pretty much since you landed here on Tranquility. She's been going through some stuff for a while now, and it seems like it has culminated.
It's fine. Everyone's fine.
It is fine. It is fine.
No problem.
What you learned from the good doctor was that the nanites that were left behind inside of Maeve after she was brought back to life have not interacted well.
Death meaning things. Yeah.
Yeah. Have not interacted well with the designer organisms and biological payload that comes along with being born on Mars, which was terraformed. And the residents, at least the native residents of Mars, tend to have these organisms inside of them, and that caused quite a kerfuffle in your biological makeup. And you are currently unconscious on a work table. Complicated space allergies. That is all you really need to know.
Gonna get me one of those little bracelets.
That's right. Don't treat me with nanomedicine. You four really, including Jaxper, have been holed up in Hayworth's house for about 2 days now since you first arrived in the moon. A lot of that was downtime that we are skipping past, just because he has been working very hard to try to help Maeve, and also to try to help Jaxper. Jaxper, who is dying. Jaxper has 2 duplicated consciousnesses living in his head in addition to his own, and it is overloading his brain. And he is dying if something is not done about it. The plan that you arrived on, or rather the plan that Jaxper refused to move away from, was to clone 2 new bodies for these
people and upload their consciousness into them. Hayworth was reluctant, to say the least. He is not confident that it's going to happen, but he did make a deal with Jaxper, and if it does not work, if it seems like it's failing, Jaxper will give up on it and purge these other consciousnesses, which is what they have asked him to do anyway. They do not want him to die. So you've been here in this house for a couple days now, just kind of killing time. Is there anything that either you, Paget, or you, Ellis, would have been working on?
Figuring out kitchen such that yeah, Ellis can actually cook something in there without that goddamn robot's interference.
Well, so now that guest mode was engaged by Hayworth, the
but it
AI
keeps
is
getting in the way. It's like
it does keep getting
it's
in the way.
helpful. It's like Clippy. I saw that you wanted to make a stew.
Yes,
like
exactly. You seem to have made a few key errors in your chili. Would you like me to correct?
Yeah, told you. That's how it's supposed to say.
Yep.
It appears to have a poison content. I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. After a while, you went through enough of these back and forth conversations that you like unlocked the secret
options.
Yeah, where it was like, would you like me to stop helping?
God, yes. Oh my God, please go back to maintaining the plants in this place, or algal blooms, or whatever it is you do on your off day.
It took a while to get there, but it finally did offer you that. So yeah, you basically had the run of the place. Hayworth has pretty much not slept, as near as either of you can tell. He's been holed up in his lab nonstop, working on either Jaxper or Maeve.
Appreciate the dedication. That's not safe. That's not good for him or for his patients.
I mean, it's not great, no.
Crash out, Doc. Come on.
He seems very dedicated. And Jaxper, he would have informed both of you that Jaxper is going to have to go back into hibernation, or sedation rather, just so he can start to piece together exactly what he might be able to do as far as buying Jaxper some time. So yeah, you're on the moon, you're cooking in the kitchen. Paget, are you up to anything?
Paget probably spent a little bit of time messing with the doctor's car just to see
similar problems. Get out of my way, computer.
Just wants to see what's up.
He doesn't actually own a car. As far as you can tell, nobody here does. There are just these self-driving cars that are available.
The moon is better than people.
Oh, so Paget went back out to go look at the car later, and it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, they all pretty much look the same. Like we established that some of them have slight variations, but what we described it as is like when you drive on any road, in our country or similar countries, you see lots of different makes and models, and there are certain tells that tell you like, well, this company made this car, this company made this car. Like you can tell what company it comes from by looking at it. On the moon, like with so many other things, everything looks like it was made by the same company. Everything has the same aesthetic, the same sort of vibe to it. While there are different models of these self-driving cars, they all look very, very similar.
All right.
So you can see them like driving past the road up and down, but they don't really stop unless they're like letting people out.
All right. So the actual one that we arrived in is gone.
Yeah.
It is. It took itself away at some point when nobody was watching it. I'm just like, can't figure out how this shit works.
Yep.
So if that's not an option, then she's probably spent most of her time just watching Ellis get increasingly frustrated. And
very good.
When he's not looking, she just adds to the problem just a little bit.
Right.
Just to keep things interesting.
So Ellis, about like dinner time of that second day since you've been in Hayworth's house, You've finally made your chili or stew or whatever it was that you wanted to make. And you grab Hayworth. You tell him that there's food because he basically has not stopped. And you do manage to like pull him away. He looks very bleary eyed. There are like deep bags under his eyes. He looks exhausted, kind of dead on his feet. You convince him to come down and eat some.
It's a
food.
good thing.
He almost.
There's a decent amount of coffee in this one, so.
He almost falls asleep, like face down in his bowl.
You don't want to do that. It is caustic to skin, so you're gonna want to keep your face out of that. It will cause blindness.
Right.
So
it's supposed to go inside your body, Doc,
that's right.
not on your body.
That's call that an ingestive.
Just push the bowl out of the way and be like.
Yeah, he like kind of puts his hand. He says, "I'm sorry. I'm very tired."
Yeah, that is a PO chili, if we would. I mean, that's you're gonna want to take that orally. Is medical terminology.
Sure.
Could you do you want like a nap or something?
Yeah, I mean,
I could,
while we appreciate all your work, it do seem like you're about ready to just fall off the end of the ledge there.
I had a
Yes.
I had a nice long nap in the front yard in this artificial sunlight, so I can go sit in the lab if you need to go take a nap. I won't touch anything, I promise. I'll just yell if something happens.
Everything should be fine in the lab. I believe everything is. All of the processes that I've started are going to take some time to finish.
Well, that's great.
Perhaps
time off. Maybe you could, take a nap or a shower or.
Yes.
You don't want to accidentally like stab yourself while you're doing something up there.
Yeah, syringes are dangerous.
I think perhaps you're right. I should get some rest while I'm able to. I'll retire to my room.
You're gonna
if you need
retire?
anything,
That seems drastic. Oh,
No,
okay.
Alex is gonna go to
Well,
bed.
yeah. No, fair enough.
if you need anything, Ava can awaken me or help you with whatever you might need.
Eva,
will,
do you have an
That's
assistant or something? Ava?
no, that's the computer system you were fighting
The
with.
robot has a name? Fuck. All right. I feel rude now.
Yes. Then that's the name of basically all of the systems that you'll find here on Tranquility. Ava is quite literally everywhere.
Cool. That's great. I love that. Mm-hmm.
The moon is such a fun cubist
Woo!
nightmare.
Yeah. Y'all got Kafka up here? Is Kafka still around? Is that? Anyway, go on, get yourself some sleep. We'll make sure that the robot doesn't try and kill us on our sleep.
Yeah, he's 4 doors down. If
what?
If you need to what?
Huh? Anyway.
Sorry.
Is he ready for court? Anyway. All right.
I'm going to get some rest. Let me know if you need anything. And Hayworth kind of stands up, gets his balance, and it does indeed go to his room up the stairs.
Glad he was able to make it.
See, I was worried that if something happened, Ben would be fucked because I can't help him if he.
I have no way to assist him. Yeah, no, that's going to be on Ava. If he goes down.
It's like if he lost consciousness and like fell over onto like his scalpels or something and died, and we are the only 2 people in his house.
No, then like 3 people are dying too, right? Because we don't know anything that's going on with Maeve or Jax really. They're in the back to tanks back there, but I don't know what's up.
Ava would call the police and they would
Ava,
show up, and
I
it would be
Ava
the 2 of
is
us.
The police.
It would be the 2 of us and 3 unconscious people who are actively dying.
I don't think anybody has to show up, Paget. I'm pretty sure Ava just is the law. So I'm pretty sure we just go to prison like super fast. Like portal opens up in the backyard. Like
Well, I mean, that's not there's a law keeping force here on Tranquility, known as peacekeepers.
Is this Ava telling us this? Like, what the
No,
fuck?
that I think Hayworth
Like Google
actually
triggers.
No, he did. I forget.
Hayworth
if-
told you about them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're
Um,
quarantining and staying low, so that we don't get on the scope
You
of the
you are
vow.
That was the.
you are authorized to be here, but yeah, it gets complicated if you were to.
Authorized.
We're not supposed
You're
to have
sponsored.
weapons. I'm pretty sure we all do.
There's
Yeah,
that.
Justin
had
fucking
fun.
We're also
rip it,
poor.
rip it,
We're not
baby.
supposed to be on the
Slop
moon. We
that
don't.
down,
Yeah.
dude. Shit, yeah, dude.
Making
Crack
assumptions.
one for
I
the
don't
big
know.
boy.
Oh, I'm
Thank you so
donating.
much, Cassie. Thank you for
Aw.
donating to Planned Parenthood.
Thank you.
We appreciate that so much, and so does Planned Parenthood. Go ahead and grip and rip it for
Yeah,
yourself.
Just
Treat
grip
yourself.
it, rip it. Yeah.
Just grip and rip it.
Just grip it. Rip it up.
There we go. We are up to 6. You have far too much advantage at this point, and it's going to be fine. I should probably make you start rolling for stuff. I know. I should.
Nah, it's fine. We'll all die
it's totally
anyway.
fine.
Okay. It's cool.
About an hour after Hayworth goes to bed, Ava chimes with the little like jingle alert that lets you know she's about to say something to you, and she says, "Excuse me, I do not wish to awaken Dr. Hayworth, but it appears Miss Delaney has awoken."
Oh.
Sweet.
Awesome. Great. Yeah.
Just it's like great because if
She
I had to
will-
play Go Fish with you one more time, I was probably gonna hit you.
I don't
She will-
understand what the old lady has to do with the fish and why we're calling her a maid. It feels sexist. I don't. Anyway.
Whose maid is she? She will most likely be disoriented, Ava says.
Well, it's fine. We'll bring her some
Aren't
of the
we all?
tea.
The tea.
The tea we made.
The tea. You did make some tea. You did make some sweet tea to the best of your ability. And yeah, so Maeve, you regain consciousness in an unfamiliar lab on an examination table. Actually, not even an examination table. You're just sort of on a like stainless steel table. You're the only thing on it, fortunately. But there's medical equipment kind of like hooked up all around you, coming down from the ceiling, on mechanical arms and things like that. You're like hooked up to like a heart rate monitor and some other like monitoring technology that you're not sure what exactly it is monitoring. But yeah, you look around. The only thing you can really see that you recognize is a pod of some kind in the far corner of the room. And you can kind of see Jaxper's sleeping or unconscious face through like the little portal window on the outside of it. But yes.
Maeve would immediately go over to start inspecting the pod and try to figure out how to wake Jaxper up. Because
Whoa,
clearly he's
hey,
in trouble.
hold on a second.
Absolutely.
Maeve, hi. You've been out a while. We're a little worried. Also, I
Yeah.
think that's important to keeping Jax the right number of people in the right number of bodies or something. I didn't quite understand the clone shell game we're playing here, but maybe don't fidget with that just yet.
Ava chimes in, so you hear this disembodied woman's voice, Maeve, that says, "Mr. Sim has not yet completed his examination. To interrupt the process now would mean the doctor would only have to start over again."
Did like Ellis and Paget make it in already?
Yeah, I'm assuming that Ellis basically says that from the doorway, which
Yeah, like
opens
walking
as
in.
you're like examining. Yep.
Cool. What's going on here? What's happening? What are they doing to Jaxper? What were they doing to me?
Those are
Help
excellent
you.
questions for a medical professional, and we have one, but he's having a nap. So,
You passed out
mhm.
because apparently you got Terra flu, which
Yeah, you got like
almost killed you.
nanite allergies or something.
Yeah.
I think is how I understand it.
So you
Yeah,
kinda
you're allergic to robots, I think.
You've been asleep for like 2 days.
It's a long time. You've been a lot of asleep.
And what's been going on have you guys gone looking for Grace at all? Have you found anything?
No, we're not really allowed
to
to do that.
Yeah. We're trying
Yeah.
to
What do you
clone
mean we're not
Jaxper right
allowed?
now.
So, like, Ava's the law, and also we're not supposed to be on the moon, and also Jaxper's dad is kind of in charge right now. Like, so we haven't really gone to, cause trouble, given two of y'all have been in, cryo sleep or whatever.
Yeah, we haven't really told Jaxper's dad why we came to the moon in the first place.
Yeah, we're still trying to keep him not dead. Jaxper, that is. So we're kind of prioritizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maeve, you like realize now that you're having this conversation, you feel like how it feels after a fever breaks. Like you can tell that you have just been sweating and shivering and hot and cold and all of this stuff, and you're kind of just covered in like a thin layer of this sweat, but you're starting to feel normal. And in a way, you hadn't realized exactly how bad you've been gradually getting over the last couple of weeks. Now that you are feeling fairly normal, or completely normal rather, those sensations that you were having of like something sort of like crawling on you, or chills or hallucinations, or all of those just side effects that have been happening since you were, well, brought back to life, are gone. And you feel fine for the first time in like 3 weeks.
All right, is there a place I can, I guess, get a shower and some clean clothes here?
There's a bathroom downstairs that's like, you walk in and there's like nothing in there, but if you ask for something, Ava will give it to you.
Yeah, we have like a robot friend, boss, overlord,
Ellis is afraid of it.
Kafkaesque, bureaucratic nightmare who wants to fix everything.
Ellis is afraid of the robot.
Listen, she had ideas about chili that are frankly alarming.
What, she tried to make your chili edible?
She tried to make it non-poisonous. It's supposed to be slightly poisonous. The medicine is in the dose.
I believe you'll find my ideas about chili are 5 alarming.
That's enough out of you. I don't take kindly to your puns either, robot.
While Ellis fights with the robot, I will lead Maeve down to where the guest bathroom is. And I'm like, I assume things were brought from the ship, like a bag for everyone. Like we didn't just, since we knew we were leaving the ship, I presume we all had like a travel duffel. So I will find wherever I will find wherever Maeve's got probably literally thrown in the chaos, and bring that and put it like outside the bathroom while she's in there.
Yeah, and Maeve, you are standing in this very drab gray room that literally does not have anything in it.
Ava, can I get a shower, please?
Of course. And the room in the center of the room, a faucet comes out of a panel that opens, and below you on the ground, the floor, which is sort of the same hardwood that the rest of the house appears to be made of, just very uniform pale hardwood, starts to flip over like square by square, and there's tile. And one of them in the center of the room that flips over reveals a drain. Will you require any adjustments?
I don't think so. It all works, right? Like, that's fine. That's all I need.
Absolutely. And the water starts to spray out of the faucet. The water pressure is like perfect. And she says again, if you require an adjustment to water pressure or temperature, you may simply say, hotter or colder.
Thank you. I think it's fine.
Very good. Enjoy your shower.
I will.
Don't
And
want
yeah,
you to say
you
that
are
to
able,
me, robot.
you're able to bathe, and yeah, if either the water, if it is not already perfect, you're able to make it perfect very easily. It feels you are very used to sort of the like recycled water that you have access to on the Nephilim, and this is a world of difference.
The hint of
Probably the best
diesel is how
shower
you know
you've
it's
ever
cleaning.
taken. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, it's needless to say, like the best shower of your life. And you emerge from it feeling very refreshed.
I'll bet it has that DI water feel that just doesn't feel right, where it like doesn't have enough solids in it, so you can't
Yeah.
like your skin's too smooth. You're like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At like points of it almost feels like like an outdoor shower. Like you feel like a breeze at certain points, which is very refreshing. I said it's refreshing.
Yeah,
Don't make that face.
Sure.
it would be refreshing and alarming.
Sure, yeah. The first time.
Ellis took half of a shower, and then that happened the first time, and he was like, I'm
Screaming outside for the hose, where he then hoses off in the backyard. It's cold, but it's clean.
I think while Maeve is getting dressed, she's gonna keep talking to Ava and be like,
Yeah.
Ava, are you just in this house, or are you everywhere on Tranquility?
I am a partition of a planet-wide shared consciousness.
So
in other
are
words,
you?
I am confined to this unit. However, I am a part of a much greater Ava consciousness.
So are you able to find? If I'm looking for a person here on Tranquility, would Greater Ava be able to find her? Do you have facial recognition as part of your software?
If this individual is a registered and authorized resident of Tranquility, they should be available in my records.
And what if they're not registered or authorized?
That would be illegal.
Do you flag anyone that would show up as illegal here on Tranquility?
That would be a peacekeeper matter. If such an individual were to fail to produce authorization,
Yeah, just fucking grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that down, dude. Shit, yeah, dude. Crack one for the big boy.
thank you so much for your donation. We are raking it in for Planned Parenthood tonight. We appreciate that so much. So do they. They just don't know it yet. Thank you. Yeah. So she says, yes, they will. If they fail to produce proof that they are authorized to be present here on Tranquility, that would be illegal and a matter for the peacekeepers. They may be detained and questioned, but ultimately, we have rejected carceral systems.
Instead, we just yeet you from the moon.
Yeah. Got a little happy birthday message there.
I know. Thank you. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Is it your birthday today, Will?
No, tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy early birthday, Will.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That's fine. Another year older. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. So yes,
Rejected carceral system. Yes.
Yes, we on Tranquility have rejected carceral systems.
What do you do with them instead?
They would they would of course be forced to leave the moon, leave Tranquility.
Said it.
They may be questioned. They may be detained as to ascertain exactly how it was that they were able to bypass security systems, and they would no longer ever again be permitted to enter Tranquility, and they would be blacklisted for citizenship should they ever have the means to acquire it.
It's easy to
And-
avoid a carceral system. You just use the rest of the universe as your penal colony.
Are there any parts of Tranquility where there isn't the Ava system monitoring?
Of course, not every square inch of Tranquility is colonized. Much of it is. However, of course, there are blind spots.
Don't suppose you have like a map of where those blind spots
Show me
are?
where your blind spots are.
This is a strange line of questioning.
Ava's just putting your name down on a list. Just be like,
Forwarding that to peacekeepers.
I just want to search the terms bomb, airplane, camera.
I cannot provide you with that information.
Hmm.
You don't know what you don't know.
Well, I guess in the meantime, is there anyone in your directory under the name Grace Miller?
Searching. I have found no results for Grace Miller.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Thanks, Ava. I'm gonna
Of course, I'm happy to help.
go back and find the other people now.
Okay. Yeah. So when your shower finishes, a panel opens in the wall and a shelf sort of slides out that has a set of like very simple, almost pajama like linen clothing.
Okay, sure. Why not? Win on Tranquility.
Mm-hmm. And
wear
putting
Jack's
that
first
on
dad's
and
pajamas.
leaving the room, you see your fellow crew members.
Well, you see Ellis arguing with Ava. You mean to tell me you got the entirety of human cultural legacy, but you ain't got hee-haw? Hee-haw is a goddamn icon.
Hee-haw has been illegal for 50 years, Mr. Maldonado. I have explained this
Damn
to
it,
you.
nothing cool on the moon.
The pajamas are not monogrammed. They are not marked or in any particular way. But they are perfectly sized for you.
Yeah,
when
just
Not at
fucking
all,
rip it,
disconcerting.
baby. Slap
Ava
that
measured you
down,
with that
dude.
gust of air.
Yeah, dude, crack one for the big boy.
Oh, is that what that was? Ooh.
Mhm.
There's another donut.
Thank you, Vicky, for your donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Birthday
it.
donation.
I feel like if they're birthday donations, I should get the advantage.
Oh,
Now that
can't
we've,
argue with
now
that
we've
logic.
established
I
it.
mean, that's cool, but you don't roll
Fair.
dice in this system, so
No, I would probably spend them to give you all disadvantage.
So
it's
rude.
getting way too complicated. This math is just...
Way too complicated.
Was that a D8?
uh,
I don't understand.
No, Vicky, that's very hush hush. We haven't announced that yet. We can't talk about it on the stream.
Spoilers.
Mm-hmm. You may or may not be running a game that I'm playing in. Who can say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Secret,
Who's
secret.
to say?
Will's got a secret.
Yeah, Ava informs you that he has been banned for 50 years.
When
I mean, I understand the power, the sheer power of Roy Clark, but still feels inappropriate.
when Paget sees Maeve come out, she'll be like, "Oh, hey, come over here. I'm trying to figure out what the difference between vodka 1 and vodka 2 is."
Sure.
I told you, Vodka 2's cursive. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is.
You know, I don't trust your taste buds anymore. I've watched you cook For 2 days. I don't think you have any
try
left.
that. You try that. You tell me vodka 2 is not cursive.
You know what? I gave you whiskey 1 and tequila 2 and told you that they were both whiskey, and you told me I was right. So,
I mean, to be fair, they both tasted like whiskey and tequila. So I think that's more the moon's failing than anything.
So I guess hand me some shots of vodka.
Yeah. All right.
As you are sampling Dr. Hayward's liquor cabinet, you hear footsteps on the stairs as he rounds the banister at the bottom of them, looking sort of bleary-eyed, but significantly more aware. And he sees you standing there, Maeve, and his eyes go wide, and he smiles, but he kind of like rushes to you, and sort of starts like circling you and like checking you. He like grabs your wrist and like checks your pulse. Seems very animated and very excited. Before he sort of remembers himself, catches himself, and he drops your wrist immediately, and he says, "I'm goodness, I'm
Easy,
so sorry."
Doc. That's people, not a specimen.
Yes, I realize we have not. I'm sorry. I've been living with your crew for several days now, and I realize that we've actually never officially met, other than the 10 minutes before you passed out in the car ride here to my home. I apologize for that. I'm Dr. Ivan Hayworth. I've been looking after you for, well, the past 2 days.
And thanks for that, and for getting us authorized to show up here on the moon. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Doc. It's been good. Helpful.
I mean, of course, and as I've said before, anything else I can do to help with your purpose in being here, I'm more than happy to do. But Miss Delaney, if you don't mind, I would very much like to run a few scans and a couple tests now that you're conscious again, and try to see exactly what has happened. I will confess I was not sure what the outcome of this would be. There was, frankly, it's an unprecedented occurrence with a 1,000,000 to 1 odds of ever coming to pass.
Oh, sure. If you want to check and make sure everything is all cleared now, I think that would make sense.
I very much would, yes.
Okay.
And as he says this, he leans over on the counter, and he accidentally nudges one of the glass bottles of liquor that you have had sitting out while you were drinking it, and it falls to the ground, and it shatters, so sending glass and alcohol across the floor. And he says, "My God, I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps a nap was not sufficient. Allow me,
please
don't trouble yourself." And he kneels down and starts to sort of gather these glass shards.
You don't have a glass Roomba? I swear I spilled something the other day. It was gone before I turned around. Is there not like a robot dog or something?
Particulates can harm the interior systems. It's best to do those the old-fashioned way.
So the more dangerous stuff you got to pick up with your hands. This is,
well, yes.
You know, the moon, it's great. All right, I'm gonna go get a towel.
Yeah, Maeve has already started like helping to pick up the glass.
Okay. Maeve, you crouch down next to him, and you're sort of gathering these like glass pieces up, and he is talking, and he says, I really can't apologize enough. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not usually so clumsy. And his sentence trails off, and he's staring at your left hand, Maeve, sort of looking dumbstruck.
I look at my own left hand.
You do. You look at your own left hand, and you can see you were sort of holding a pile of these shards of the glass bottle that you've been picking up and placing in your hand. But when you look down to your left hand, what you see is not a pile of shards. It is the bottom half of a glass bottle.
It's a
You're-
good thing Ellis left the room.
This isn't still like the hallucination stuff I've been having, right? Like you see this too?
No, that's quite real. Please leave it. Leave all of this, and we. I mean,
We must go.
Yes, I have to examine you. Please
You
come
hear
with
from
me.
the other room. There better not be any weird nonsense going on in the living room.
Paget will take the reformed glass and kind of gesture that she'll clean up the rest of it. And she'll be like, "It's fine, Ellis. Did you find a towel?"
No,
I thought you were just gonna say. I thought you were gonna say to take the and then just spike it on the floor.
I thought that was where this was headed to.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
worry,
no, nothing
it's
weird,
exactly
just
the way you left
broken
it.
glass.
Was that the other bottle? God damn!
No, she takes it. She takes it, and she kind
What
of
is
like
this, a wedding?
sets it aside because she's like, I don't want to know. Just move it over here. She'll pick up the rest of it.
Yeah.
Ellis comes
So
back
Hayward
with like
takes
a
you-
tablecloth, and he's like, I swear she's trying to be helpful, but I don't know how this applies.
Maybe she thought it was a bigger spill.
Yes.
Yeah, Hayworth returns. Hayworth takes you up to the lab again and asks you to have a seat back on that same table. And he sort of breaks out the instruments again, and he starts examining you, and he is not looking at things for very long before he sort of sits back with a stunned expression on his face, and he says, "My God, I mean, I had theories. I had theorized, but never so much as a proof of concept, much less." Maeve, it may not shock you to have it. Did your crew members explain to you what had been happening to you? Why you fell unconscious?
Was something about the fact that I'm like Martian and it didn't go well with the nanobots. So it
Yes,
was
you
like
were-
I got real sick, but like that's done now, right? Like I feel better. So like the nanobots are like gone now, right?
You were born on Mars. I was led to understand, and
Yeah. Yeah.
for someone of your age, you may have been one of the first people ever born on Mars. You may be one of only a handful of native Martians of your age, given when it was colonized.
I mean, that's what my folks like to tell me for sure, but I just figured they were being like exaggerating about,
I had never thought when you arrived and when I first started examining you, I'd never considered it a possibility because of your age. But native Martians, people born there, are. Well, you're familiar with the terraforming process.
I mean, yeah, everybody knows about like the terraforming incident on Mars.
Pre-colonization, there was a settlement, a Takamagaharan settlement on the surface of Mars. The Earth Coalition was unfortunately unaware of this fact, and they released a terraforming payload onto the surface of the moon. Microorganisms, designer bacteria, painfully simple nanites, first generation, half generation even, simply meant to change the surface of Mars to be as hospitable as possible, as quickly as possible. And unfortunately, these organisms and nanites and everything contained therein perceived the humans already living there as part of the environment, and they set out to terraform them just as surely as they did the surface itself. You and everyone born on Mars, you contain those organisms, bacteria, and nanites within your body. When people settle on Mars, when newcomers spend too much time there without being inoculated, they get sick. They experience a much more subdued version of what the Tacamaharan settlers experienced. Colloquially, it's referred to as terraflu. You never experienced that. You were never inoculated because these things have lived inside you for as long as you've been alive. They're quite literally a part of you. When the nanites entered your body, Jaxper's nanites, they remained. And, well, the best way to put it would be that there has been a war inside your biology for the past month or so, give or take. These organisms, bacteria, nanites, versus what Jaxper and I'm led to understand your other crew member left behind. That's why you've been experiencing these symptoms.
But, like, none of the scans could find any of those nanites anymore. I thought those were
Correct.
gone.
They weren't active because they were solely occupied with this internal conflict. They were not performing any actions that would show up on a scan simply because they were primarily concerned with survival. They were doing nothing to change you. They were simply battling each other.
Okay, well then, so are they gone now? Because, like, I'm feeling better, so, like, my Mars nanites won out or something? I don't know. Like, what happened?
No, quite the opposite. Maeve, they have integrated.
What does that mean? What does that mean for me?
I developed some of the earliest nanite technology. I built the nanites that are inside of Jaxper, and I theorized and created the designs for the nanites that the Shinshoku currently use. I theorized and submitted proposals for many different applications and types of nanite, and predictably, they were only interested in the soldiers and the spies. But Maeve, you are full of these nanites that are born from what was inside of Jaxper and your other crew member, coupled with what the Earth Coalition sent to change the surface of Mars itself. And they have become something entirely new, something that I could have only theorized about. But Maeve, you have builders.
What?
Jaxper's nanites exist to heal him, to make him stronger, more physically capable, more effective in combat. The Shinshoku generation of nanites are built to allow for surveillance and external operation, but do very little for somebody internally. As near as I can tell, Maeve, your nanites, they create, they change things, they fix things. There is potential there for, well, I suppose near limitless application. They may not heal you or strengthen you in the same way that Jaxpers do, and they may not be solely confined to your body. They may require more guidance.
But I don't even know I have them. How can I, like, I don't even know what I have. How can I be in charge of this? I didn't mean to, like, fix that bottle. They just did it.
There are many questions, Maeve, but clearly they're guided by your thoughts, your will. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, perhaps.
This seems like a bad thing. I mean, if they are after Jaxper because he was like one of 4, this is bad.
You are unique, as I said. The odds of a nanite payload being injected into the body of a native Martian of sufficient age and vitality to survive what you went through are astronomical.
So we're not going to tell anybody, right? That's what we're going to do with this conversation. Just like, we're good. No, just not going to tell anybody.
I learned a very long time ago that the majority of mankind could not be trusted with access to technology like this.
Cool. So we're thank you for the explanation and for, you know, the medical help. Let's just pretend we didn't have this conversation and none of this exists, and we'll both be it'll be great.
I mean, Maeve, we will have to understand the extent of what it is you can do.
No, I will not be using the bots. The bots can just they could just relax. They could just take the day off. We don't need to use them for anything. I already know how to fix things. That's what I do. I'm a mechanic. I will just keep doing it that way. We're good.
I don't want to press the issue. The last thing that I want to do is make you uncomfortable, but Maeve, they're a part of you. And if you as you said, you did not mean to fix that glass bottle, and yet on some level you did. And if you don't learn how to distinguish between what you want them to do and idle thoughts, you see where I'm going with this.
Yep, I will think less. Totally fine.
Give it a shot, Ray. Don't think about anything scary.
Head empty.
Head empty. 0 thoughts.
That's what you want to hear from your engineer. Head empty. Don't worry about me. I just fixed the ship. Like a good himbo. I don't think about nothing but wrenches.
I think perhaps once Jaxper is better, he may be better able to express what it is I'm trying to say. But you've been through a lot. You've just reawoken. I don't want to press the issue.
Cool. I'm just gonna if there's no other checks that we need to do right now, I'm just gonna go not think about things.
You will tell your crew members.
I'm sorry, you mean the guy who's afraid of your house robots? I'm supposed to tell him that I am now like some weird robot-y thing that's never existed? No. No.
Wouldn't that be better than him finding out later that you kept it from him?
He's not going to find out because I'm not going to use them. It's fine.
Paget yells from the bottom of the stairs, and she's like, "Hey, Maeve, do you still want this shot?"
More than ever before.
More than ever.
I should get back to Jaxper and
Cool. Yeah. Fix that problem, because that's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed. Not this, which is not going to be a problem because we're just not going to use it. It's fine.
if you need anything or if anything happens, I will be right here.
Okay. Thanks again, and we're just agreeing not to talk about it, so it's fine.
He like sighs and goes to like do readings and science over by Jaxper's pod.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maeve just is gonna roll out and go
Okay.
find that shot.
All right. Yeah, it's waiting right down there at the bottom of the stairs for you.
Yep.
Which Paget
fine.
did see the bottle, but
Paget doesn't strike me as someone who
Asks questions.
yes. It'll be fine.
it's extremely
Paget is just
fair.
really rolling with everything. It'll be fine.
That is true.
Paget saw the bottle happen, saw the immediate reactions on both of their faces, and then was just like, you know what? Let's not.
Sometimes bottles just fix themselves.
She's already wrapped it up
That's
in the tablecloth that he found with all the other I almost said ice, all the other glass.
That's the problem with glass.
That is the problem with glass. Put it all together, threw it away, didn't mention it to Ellis.
Yeah, I don't think Ellis is aware enough to have noticed that half the bottle was repaired. I think Ellis just knew a bottle got broken. So
It's
like
filed
that's fine.
away. She doesn't
Going
know
in
what
the
it
lockbox.
means,
It's definitely
but it's there.
It's definitely a weird thing. Actually, I think it might be
The only
interesting
thing
if
yeah. The only thing that really that would have come to Pat's mind about it was the second that happened, she's just like, man, the Puritans are gonna hate that. She didn't say it. She just thought it.
yes, absolutely. I think it might be interesting. Ellis, if you roll me, scope it out. If you roll with
What?
calculating.
Oh hell. Alright.
Uh-oh.
Wait, didn't I save this? I saved this at some point. I don't remember. That's gonna be a 7. Plus 1 is 8.
Hey.
Very cool.
Ellis has scoped it out.
You have scoped it out and you get one question. It doesn't really matter what it is, because what I'm going to tell you is that as you re-enter the kitchen and Maeve is taking a shot and Paget's also presumably taking a shot, you do sort of see this like wrapped up napkin or tablecloth or what have you that has a bunch of broken glass sort of sticking out of it, and then like the bottom half of a bottle. But what you notice with your successful scope it out check is that it is perfectly cut in half.
Oh,
Like if you used
heated with a glass cutter.
Yeah, if you used a laser or like a glass cutter to cut this bottle in half, it could not look more perfect than it does.
Now is where we decide if Alice is going to chalk that up to Maeve doing something, or if Alice is going to assume that the moon is a fucking nightmare, and this is just how bottles break on the moon, and/or
They make
That's-
their glass different.
right, exactly. I think the instinct would be for him to point it out, like, "Hey, have y'all seen that bottle? How the fuck does a bottle break like that? Is that like something about bottle, or did the robot start putting it back together already? Are they reassembling vodka bottles? Does the recycling happen in the home here on the lunar surface?
Must be. Yeah, crazy. Who knows how bottles happen?
That's how I picked it up off the floor, so I guess.
Why do you sound so suspicious, mate? Like, what?
She just woke up.
Yeah, I'm just really out of it. I've been unconscious for 2 days.
So you're shifty? Wait, are you drunk?
Yes.
The hell?
She's
First of all, the hell. Second of all, I gotta catch up. Where's that tequila ski?
Paget will be like, well, we didn't give her anything to eat. We just gave her a hot shower and then vodka, so...
That's Ava's fault. Personally, I blame the host.
That's
But
Paget's fault. That was Paget's decision.
Ava could have offered a shower sandwich. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Yes,
you'd asked
time-honored
for
moon
a
tradition
shower sandwich, she
of
would've given
shower sandwiches.
Nice bowl of bath soup. Exactly. Tequila ski for when you hate the moon.
But yeah, Paget will be like, after that little exchange, he'll be like, I guess you should eat. Probably. Maybe.
Yeah, let's find some food. Do you guys know where the kitchen?
This is the
food
kitchen.
Stuff.
No, this is everything is hidden behind secrecy and mirrors.
You can ask Ava, or if you try to make something, eventually a little light will come on and it'll show you what you want. That's how I figured out how to make tea.
Sweet tea required us hacking into the console, though. And by hacking into the console, I do mean that I yelled a lot about solutes and diluents.
The sugar levels are dangerously inadvisable.
I swear to God, Ava, if you try and police my heart again.
Well, she said she could hear it beating like really, really fast.
I was excited about sweet tea.
I believe you have a crippling addiction.
To fun? Fuck off. Anyway. So how's Jax doing? Were you guys checking on Jaxper? Is that?
Oh, yeah, he's up there keeping an eye and checking things with Jaxper now. Yep, he just wanted to check me out since I'm awake, run some tests, but it looks like I'm cleared. No lasting problems from the flu, it looks like. So now he's dealing with Jaxper and like that whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get some food though, since we've established I'm drunk and that's why I'm being weird. No other reason.
No other reason.
No other reason.
All right. Anyway.
No other reason. So yeah, you it's really up to you how you want to proceed from here. Hayworth, if you are questioning him, then he's basically just going to tell you that he is very involved in the Jaxper project now that Maeve has made an apparently full recovery.
With no lasting repercussions.
That's the band name.
None
it's the Jaxper project.
Yep.
The Jaxper project. Absolutely it is. So yeah, you are welcome to do really whatever. Just so you're aware, the way that law works on Tranquility, which Ava would have explained to you, you're not by any means confined to this house. You are absolutely authorized to be on Tranquility and move about freely. You were invited here, and you are under basically the sponsorship of Hayworth, which he explained to you. Yes. So it's really just you don't have access to like the full scope of like rights.
Yeah, well, we also didn't want to leave
a citizen
two of the crew sitting around. Now that we have three, we could potentially go, hit up a library or something for more information.
That and anything that we do reflects on him, doesn't it?
Yeah,
He's our
that's essentially how it
sponsor.
works.
Yeah. Well,
Don't do drugs. Stay in vegetables. Eat your school.
now that we're one more person, can we just
We have a
flat out
quorum.
ask Ava about the Puritans? Because he's upstairs and we haven't been bringing it up because we haven't been talking about it in front of Hayworth. So now that Hayworth is upstairs, can we just straight up ask her if she knows anything about their activities on Tranquility?
Yeah,
Do they have a
let's use the
church? Do they have
Echo
a
Dot
tabernacle?
as our
She's been very
information.
helpful, Ellis.
Yeah.
She wants to help.
Sure. That's you're not wrong. It's true. Hey Alexa, where are the terrorists?
Is that what you're
Yeah,
asking?
let's do it. We begin investigating
All right.
with Ava.
So you summon her and she chimes again and she says, what can I help you with?
Yeah, do you know if the Church of the First Nail has, like, a tabernacle or something up here?
When you say Church of the First Nail, the power goes out.
Cool. That's dope.
The lights all around you throughout the house basically go dark. And like every other day here in Tranquility, it is a beautiful, sunny, simulated day outside. So you still have plenty of light to see by. But yeah, all of the lights in the house, all of the actual like technology and things like that around you that you can hear um, go dark, and you hear sort of a burst of like fuzzy static.
Cool.
From Ava.
Magic.
Followed by a stream of expletives from upstairs. And Hayworth like coming out of the office and kind of like coming down the stairs, looking at all of you.
Doc, what happened? All the lights just went out. Are power outages even a thing on the moon?
He looks around and looks at the three of you and says, "Why would you be asking about the Puritans?"
That's why we're here, nominally.
They do a lot of shooting at the Nephilim, apparently.
Yeah, we got beef. You know how messed up Jax is? Half that's because of the Puritans.
Did you know that there are some on the moon? Because apparently there are.
Yeah, is this because of that? We just figured that was a coinkydink. But, like, ask about the Puritans, your power gets shut off? What are they, in charge of the power company? What's going on?
No, that was a modification I made to this Ava partition.
What kind of modification?
To avoid being investigated, should any of the phrases or vocabulary associated with that organization come up.
Why would just mentioning them get investigated? Like, what?
I mean, I don't think, the moon would be a big fan of people who are, like, against advanced technology. Like, I kind of get it, but I think it's a little extreme to be, like, to pounce on it.
Right.
There's a wide range, a swath of terminology and language associated with criminal elements, terrorists, murderers, that every Ava is configured to alert peacekeepers if detected.
Told you she was a cop.
So, like, even if it's the context of saying, like, hey, just as a warning, you guys might have terrorists on your planet. Or can we call them
Well,
a planet? Can we call it Tranquility?
I mean, it's a moon, right?
It's a moon, but
moon.
people are living on it.
Yeah, you can live on a moon.
Tranquility is an independent world.
I lived on a moon for a while. It's
If you were to be simply warning somebody about it or having an academic discussion, then, I mean, as a citizen, you would know that you were opening yourself up to investigation, but they would not know. They wouldn't find anything, presumably, if you were just warning somebody or having idle conversation. It's, for most people, it's an inconvenience that they avoid by not speaking about it. But it's hardly a death sentence.
So
okay. Well, then why
avoidance
did you
really
set up
is.
interlocks so that none of us can ask about it?
I set those up long before you came here.
Sure, I just mean like why?
And
Yeah, I think what Ellis means is why are you in particular worried about being listened to?
Thank you, Patrick. Yes, that's correct.
because if they investigated me, they would find that I was a member.
Which limb are you missing?
I'm sorry? Mr.
Like a-
Fancy Robot is a member of the Puritans? What?
It was a long time ago. I was
Oh, you're gonna need to talk a lot faster than that. See, listen, we got beef now, so let's go into exposition mode, and you explain why we don't have to kill you.
yeah, he like instinctively sort of puts his hands up.
Yeah, that's a good
like,
place
sort
for
of
those to
backs
be.
up a little
That's
bit.
about where I want them. So let's go into this ain't fun story time with Grandpa over marshmallows. Let's go.
I understand.
Do you?
have to
You
gain
want me
from
to? Oh,
telling
that's
you?
good. I don't.
Alice, you asked him a question. Let him answer it. Jesus.
Obviously, I wouldn't gain anything for volunteering this information to you. So I was much younger. I had left Earth and all of my work behind because it had been militarized. A project that I had spent my entire life developing, that was the foundation of everything that I believed and stood for, had been reduced to nothing more than a gun in a human body. And at the time, the notion that people could not be trusted with this technology, that it corrupts those susceptible to corruption, it made sense. I had seen it firsthand. I didn't formally join, I suppose. I never sacrificed a limb or any of those rituals, but
So you
I
didn't
built
kill anybody
things
either, right? You
for
didn't
them.
go murder anyone with advanced prosthetics or.
Not directly.
Oh, but indirectly. Do we donate money, material, support?
I built things for them.
Oh, that's super cool. I love that. That's great. That's
What
super
kind
cool.
of things?
All right.
Did you
Weapons, convincing prosthetics, stealth technology.
So you were frustrated that your work had been made into a gun. So you went and became a gunsmith.
For a time.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped.
Well, that's
walked away
good that you
from it.
did. And walking out of the room back to where Jaxper is, Alice is gonna punch him in the jaw. Not like
That's
enough to
fair.
kill a man, but Alice,
Yeah.
we're gonna remember that one.
Okay. All right.
Paget's
Do
just
you want to
like-
roll intimidate? Probably roll intimidate.
I mean, yeah, I can. I don't need to. Like, I'm not trying to get anything more out of him, but yeah,
Sure.
that'll be a
That's a good
9
roll.
plus. So that's an 11.
Mhm.
Just a light.
Oh, actually, it's a 12.
Okay.
So
Good
they, given it's,
Um,
I would say I didn't do too much with words there. He gets some choices. So he can
Mhm.
shut up immediately, stop moving, drop his weapons, do something stupid or reckless, or hesitate, stumble, or mutter.
Oh, I was chalking this up to intimidate, not steely.
Oh, the
steely
actual
glare
intimidate.
that we
Yeah,
have.
what are his options?
The actual
on that? I
intimidate
don't
move.
remember.
Yeah.
So
With the 10 plus, he has to either force. Yeah, you force him to
suck it
follow
up
through and
or
suck it
cave
up,
in, do what I
or
want.
cave in and do what you want. Yeah.
I haven't really given him anything that he needs to do. So
No, not yet. Not really. But we'll just hold on to that for the time being.
yeah, I'm storming off to the lab
Yeah.
to see about how Jax is
Sure.
doing, to see if we can
He
wake up the sun.
he stumbles and like straightens. He kind of like touches his jaw, and spits a little bit of blood out. Because Ava's offline, there's like nowhere for it to go, so he just kind of spits it out into like his hand and just kind of like flings it off onto the floor. But he sort of follows after you and calls out to you and says, "Don't. I can't account for what might happen if you interrupt the process.
I think you
There's
need
a
to have a
backup generator."
conversation with a couple other people before you talk to me again.
If you unplug Jaxper, something
I'm not
terrible
unplugging
could
nobody,
happen.
Doc. I ain't that fucking smart. But right now, it's either I go try and talk to him, or bad things happen to you. So why don't you go explain all of your fucking ethical dithering to two people that might want to hear it?
He sighs and sort of looks back into the kitchen.
Because I need you, and I want you to know if I didn't, you'd be dead. And then walks into the lab.
Paget's just like, you want a shot?
We're drinking.
Fine, thank you, Jaxper. If he won't listen to me, Jaxper's unconscious, and if he wakes him up to
He's
talk
not-
to him,
He's not gonna wake him up. He's probably just gonna do that thing that I heard him doing, like in the middle of the night, where he like just talks to himself, but he's talking at Jaxper. He thinks I was asleep, but he's really loud.
Yeah, Alice doesn't whisper. Alice talks to himself in full conversational voice.
Hayworth looks basically anywhere except at the two of you. He grabs that same sort of that same tablecloth that has the glass wrapped up in it and starts like trying to clean up the blood spot on the floor, and he says, "Ava should be back online in 30 or so minutes."
I guess that's how long we have to talk about this then. Without using code words.
Yes.
So I guess it's time to put all the cards on the table. The reason we're here is because we're looking for someone that they took. And by my math, you gave them the sort of skills and weapons to make them more effective, which probably helped them do what they did to take her. So you kind of owe us to try and track her down.
I told your crew members as soon as you arrived that I would help you in any way I can with whatever it is you are here to do.
It's true.
But I didn't know what you were here to do until the power tripped. Because only one thing could do that.
Well, you used to work with them, so do you know how to track them down here on Tranquility?
I think the bigger question is, did you even know they were on Tranquility?
Yes, I worked with them when I first came here. Their leader was the one who first sponsored me for citizenship. They're not just on Tranquility. They're based here.
So when you say that Ava will start investigating, it's more on their behalf than your government's behalf? Whose behalf?
No,
What's
they
happening?
don't control they don't control the government. They operate they're a clandestine, they're a cult. They operate in secret from the shadows, but no one would suspect that the anti-technology cult would be based on Tranquility.
I mean,
I'm
that
not
does
saying they
seem to
don't
be a
wield
little
power
bit,
or influence. I'm not saying they don't wield power or influence. They have plenty of both, but Tranquility itself is not. It does not belong to the church. Most people, the vast majority, have no idea. But they are the reason I came here. Was able to come here.
So is that why you haven't turned them in? Since presumably you're not with them anymore. And they just let you leave?
Yes.
Like,
I never formally joined. So there would be much more for them to answer for than me. And even having not formally joined, I know a great deal about their operations, their identities. It's an uneasy balance, a mutually assured destruction, if you will. They were content to leave me be after I'd walked away. God knows I'd provided them with plenty of what they needed already. In exchange, I kept my mouth shut. I focused on what really mattered to me, which was finding Jaxper.
Hey, question. Did you have anything to do with this really terrifying redheaded robot that I saw on the news? Looked like a woman.
Not directly. I believe she was after my time, but I can't deny that I laid the groundwork.
Yeah, I saw her on the news. She's a scary bitch.
I believe her name was Delilah, but she was after my time, or her code name, rather. I realize that you have even less reason to trust me now than you did before, but I promise I only want to help.
well, then you can help us by giving us the information we need to get Grace back.
Absolutely. I don't know what that information is.
An address to start, maybe?
Your best bet, there are cells and safe houses all over Tranquility, but your best bet Their main compound is an old Colburn Natural Resources fuel depot on the far side of the moon. Outside of Nubium. It's a relic from when CNR would bring Liquid H here before distributing it out into the rest of the system. Now they do it directly. It's never used as far as most people know.
It sounds like the kind of sketchy place where a sketchy cult would keep some prisoners. Promising.
It's, I imagine it goes without saying, but it's incredibly dangerous to think of going there, much less taking somebody out of there.
Well, how long until you can finish with Jaxper and wake him up? Because he obviously tends to be the sort of person you would want for going in someplace dangerous.
It's impossible to say, but as he stands now, the more his nanites do anything, the closer he comes to death.
I thought that's what the this was supposed to do. I thought that was supposed to fix that.
Padge will chime in at this and be like, he gave it a 6-day deadline if it could work. We're on day 2. There's 4 days before Mr. Horny for Death gets his wish, from what I understand from Alice.
He is insisting that we clone bodies to try to put his brothers in, instead of purging them from his mind. I have associates and friends who work in cloning here in Tranquility. That's not the hard part, although it will take time. Jaxper is sedated because the more he does of anything, the more it kills him. It's rapidly accelerating. And that's the state of things.
And if you, instead of cloning, you just purged the other nanobots, how long would that take?
To us, moments. I see where you're going with this, but I think it's safe to say he would never forgive either one of us. I've spent more than half my life looking for him. And as much as I want him to survive, if it comes to it, I'd rather he live than speak to me. But I made him a promise that we would try, and he made me a deal in return that if it wasn't working after 6 days, he would do what needed to be done on his own.
Is there any way we can try and look up information about that depot without triggering an investigation?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Most. You're not asking Ava for information about a Church of the First Nail compound. You're asking Ava for information about a derelict fuel depot. If she knew what it really was, it would hardly be a secret at this point.
And I guess we'll start there and see how much time we actually have to figure out how to do this.
This person that you came here for is obviously very, very important to you. But if they're in that compound, there is a high probability that you will all die.
We've been dealing with high probability of death since we started looking for her, so I don't think that's going to scare us off now. Not you, Paget. I understand if you just want to stay here with the doctor.
What am I gonna do for the rest of my life on the moon with Jaxper's dad?
Sounds like a buddy cop sitcom in the making to me.
I can't even steal a car here.
That means a lot to me.
The moon is useless if you can't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't download the moon.
Listen. I don't know this Grace Miller woman, but, you know, you guys took a chance on me, so I'm gonna take a chance on you. Can't go back to Earth. 'Cause I helped you kill those men. So,
True.
short of going and finding a different scrapper ship to join, since I'm a union member now, you guys are just as stuck with me as I'm stuck with you. I'm sure Grace will love me once she meets me. Everyone does.
I know that name.
Grace Miller?
I'm sure I've heard it before. How long ago did she go missing?
Like a year and a half.
That's what it feels like.
Does feel like that.
I don't know, was it like 2 months? It's kind of hard to recall what it was in like game
quick.
time.
Yeah, it's been like 3
it's been
months.
a couple of months. Yeah.
I think it's been like 2 or 3 months is what
you
guys told me when I was asking about the closed room.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was long gone by then.
Well, they took her for some reason, like took her, didn't just kill her. She had information or something that they needed. That's all we've been able to figure out about what happened and why.
I don't remember why, if I ever knew, but I know I've heard that name. Perhaps I'm sure I'd heard Alvin say it at least once.
What was Raph's character's name? The one who jumped y'all?
Lucy was the alias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember what their actual character name was.
I think it actually might have been Ava, which is going to be confusing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, how deep does this rabbit hole go?
I know, right?
That's the real reason why Alice is so mad, is because
Ava's everywhere.
she's the one who did all the voice work for the artificial intelligences,
exactly.
and it's triggering him.
Or you got a fake name, who knows? Even in the records.
I just hear Roddenberry's everywhere. That's all
All right, let me do a quick deep dive through some notes here. If y'all give me a second. How's everybody doing tonight out there in the audience? You having a good night? Good day? Things going well?
We're having a serious time tonight.
A serious time, just like every time. This has been a very serious game.
Well, we kill a lot of people, so. We've got big feelings, big robot feelings here.
We do have a lot of feelings. Had some seaweed salad. That sounds delicious. That sounds real tasty. Do you just have seaweed salad? I feel like that's normally
a side to go with something else.
Yeah, like a side dish kind of thing.
Oh, I love the H Mart seaweed salad.
Ooh, I do like H Mart. H Mart is so good. Yeah, it's Ava, but with an A, AVA, Ava Gray.
Yeah.
Ava Gray was the real name, but so Ava AVA is different from EVA, which is what the AI is.
Yeah. So I was not there, but I presume that was part of when I was being filled, because the only thing that I was filled in was the Grace situation. So at that, Paget will say to Maeve and say, well, it had something to do with a hard drive on the ship, didn't it? Didn't that woman who Ellis said, like, lied to you guys and then jumped you on Mars and stole a bunch of stuff off the ship? Wasn't it like a hard drive?
Yeah, she had it hidden, and that person said that Grace was still alive, so like clearly they're keeping her for some reason. So we have to try. We can't just leave her. If there's any chance she's still there and we could still help her.
What kind of information would somebody have that the church would have to chase them down, as opposed to letting them walk away? I mean, you walked away. Would that imply she was maybe, I don't know, was Grace a member?
It's entirely possible, but if she were a full member, I very much doubt they would have simply let her walk away. If she were a member, she wouldn't be able to implicate them without implicating herself. Which is a different situation than mine. I'm sorry. I mean, if you knew who had taken her, or for what purpose, I might be able to surmise more.
Well, I think it's probably best that you don't tell Ellis that the name sounds familiar to you if you don't have more information than that. He'll probably just punch you again.
I mean, again,
or shoot you.
Again, if you knew if there was a name or something. But
I feel like Maeve the character would remember names, but Rouge the player does not. It's been a year.
It's fair.
And we didn't. I kept looking to see, because we took notes on some NPC names as they came up, and I feel like we did get a name drop at one point in time.
The only name that you have persistently seen over and over and over again, as far as you've been pursuing this, is the name Michael.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael was the name that the one person dropped before Jaxper lost consciousness. He told Grace that Michael wanted to see her.
Okay.
Ava also mentioned Michael when you were all tied up before she left you stranded on Mars. And the photograph that you found in Grace's locker of a much younger her standing next to a man whose face had been cut out of the picture said on the back, Grace and Michael, and then a date.
Well, now that Maeve totally remembers all of that information, she's going to say, well, does the name Michael mean anything to you? That's that we know he's who wanted her, who started all this. So is that someone that was there when you were part of him?
Yes. In a way, Michael's not a name. It's a title.
Oh, that's pretentious.
They use the names of the archangels. Michael, Gabriel, there are more of them.
Wow. I'm just gonna take another shot.
But Michael is always the leader.
I mean, has it been the same? Because like Grace had an old photo with a Michael from like a long time ago. So is it the same Michael who like took her now, or is it a Michael that came after the Michael she knew and they just know that she had information about their old Michael? Like what?
How does the power of the Michaels change hands? Do they just like kill each other, or do they elect the Michael?
There can only be one Michael.
There have been two since the mission of the church has been implemented in this way. The church has existed for countless years, but it's only been so proactive, shall we say, for the past 100 or so. There was a Michael who brought me to tranquility. And then there's the current one. And my guess, unless Grace is 90 or so, is this would be the younger one.
Okay, so probably the current Michael still then. I mean, is the one she knew. So like maybe that's it. She knows something about him from when he was just starting.
It could be. It was familial. Michael was his father.
What's Michael's real name then? We can go stake out their house.
A totally normal thing to do on Tranquility that won't get the
I'll just say
people coming around being like shoving you off, being like, no loitering on Tranquility. We don't put up with that sort of nonsense here.
I'm here to study architecture. It's fine.
I think that's probably the only thing you could do that's more dangerous than storming the compound. Michael's name is Maynard Colburn. and his father's name was Alvin Colburn. He started Colburn Natural Resources. He built the Lone Star. For most of my life, he was the only source of liquid hydrogen. The man owned an empire. Now his son does.
Why does a group that so desperately wants to stop us from using technology keep having themselves so ingrained in our technology? How does this make sense?
Well, how is somebody going to get bitter about it?
From a twisted sort of logic, it does make sense. If you fundamentally believe that technology is evil and it corrupts, then using it to commit heinous acts of terrorism or to rob people of their livelihood, make it impossible for the less fortunate to afford everyday life as a direct result of it, only reinforces the point that they're trying to make. If technology is evil and you do technology and you do evil with technology,
These people sound like idiots.
I mean,
they're Colburns. They are.
This is very nature must obey necessity of it all. Just.
I mean, they are religious extremists and zealots, yes. But it would be a mistake to consider any of them idiots. Don't underestimate them.
Well, okay. So I won't tell them I'm a student of architecture. We'll find a better lie.
A more convincing lie. One they'll never see through.
What if we tell them we're student journalists working on a piece for our university?
It worked once, it'll work again. And it totally did not lead to members of the Puritans showing up at the end of the jailbreak and us having to fight them.
That's true.
It's fine.
Which, if you did not catch that, the guy that you fought outside of that prison
was Gabriel.
did identify himself as Gabriel.
I did remember that. But it's okay because he's dead, so we don't have to worry about that now. There'll probably be a new Gabriel, but like we probably have time.
Sure. Got plenty of Gabriel time.
So many games.
I mean, there's got to be like some form of process before they just like.
There's some. We can just hope that there's some kind of dick measuring infighting going on about who gets to be the new Gabriel. Buy us some time.
That's entirely possible. But on the note of all of these revelations and new information, that info dump, I think we should probably take our break. And then it looks like when we return from our break, we will have our full cast.
Oh boy.
Jaxper gets to wake up. Yay!
Jaxper gets to wake up.
In the middle of Ellis's like 30-minute rant.
Yeah, Ellis is going to be very interested when he comes back and finds out that Colburn is behind the Puritans. So now I have double reason to hate them. It's a double vendetta.
Extra layers.
That's right.
Oh man, double vendetta.
Double vendetta.
All right, we are gonna disappear for like 15 or so minutes while Della finishes up bathing and singing to her child to put him to bed, and then we will return. So don't go anywhere. Please stick around, and we will see you as soon as we possibly can. Thank you so much for hanging out and giving Planned Parenthood your money. And see you in just a bit. Thank you. Bye. Hello. Welcome back to us. We have our full cast. Oh, except I have to do one thing. Give me a sec. And
oh yeah.
It would help to actually, like, have my display there. Oh, there I am.
True. There you are.
All the time.
I can't see it on my, because
I
it's still
know.
showing advertisements.
You're good. I fixed it. I have one job and I did not do it well. I was like, I'm going to use studio mode. I'm going to do this transition flawlessly. They're not even going to know I was doing stuff. And then I just made Della the only thing that everybody saw.
And you went
That's
for maximum
that's
Della.
super. That's super fucking cool.
Oops, all Della.
That would be terrible. Please
All
don't.
Della, all the time.
Well, I already did it, but it's over. Yay.
Yay!
So thanks for hanging out, everybody. We are back from our break, and we did everything we needed to do, and now we have our full cast and we're ready to get back into it. Nephilim, that's this game. So Ellis, you just went upstairs before all of this interesting conversation happened.
Stormed off.
Upstairs to quote unquote check on Jaxper. Was Paget's guess correct? Were you going to vent to an unconscious Jaxper?
Yeah, I just yelled at Jaxper a lot.
Cool.
Mostly in the guise of like, came here for your fucking dad. Your dad's fucking Puritan, and what the fuck is going on, Jaxper?
Yeah. So, Jaxper, while you have been like sedated while these various tests and assessments and things like that have been run on you, they complete their purpose. They complete their scan assessment like mid rant, and you wake up from being sedated. You're still in the pod. You can get out of the pod anytime you want, but you kind of like wake up mid rant, and you kind of get just like you hear Ellis is basically just sort of yelling at you while you're in the pod.
Muffled through the glass of the
So what is?
Can't even make a fucking pan of chili in here.
What are you saying? What are the words that I come to here?
I'm probably complaining about Ava, the lunar robot cop, Space Alexis, who's in charge of everything.
It's
if
the
not,
AI.
yeah, if not, yelling about how she shut down, without going specifically because I would have been ranting a lot. She shut down because we asked about the Puritans, and apparently your dad was a Puritan.
What?
At some point. So I punched him in the face and then came to complain to you about it.
Yeah.
And then he said some other stuff to our fellow crew members.
So my dad's a fucking what now?
You know, like the thing slides.
Oh. Yeah, hey,
Holy
Jaxper's
shit. Hold on.
No.
I gotta get people, because you're probably real sick or something. And gooey. All right, hold on. Like runs out of the room.
Gooey?
He assumed you were in like a Bacta tank.
Am I gooey?
You're not gooey. But I mean, you could have been.
Healthy stuff is sticky. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Ellis. Yeah, Ellis runs to the top of the stairs and like, so the yelling worked. He's awake.
The assessments are done.
Charges back in the room.
Yeah.
Jaxper, good. From assessments are done. So big news. Grace might be here. But also this is like where the Puritans hang out, apparently, and your dad was one for a while, but not officially, like a Puritan booster techno guy. Yeah. So I was gonna kill him So I walked out of the room before I did that because I
Good.
figured we still needed him to not dead you.
Jaxper, would you like to leave the pod? The woman's voice says in your ear.
Yeah.
Releasing sterile environment, and the there's like a hiss as your tube like depressurizes and the front of it like slides open.
Okay. Where is my dad at this moment in time?
You hear his voice from the door of the room say, right here.
Hey.
You look up and you see him standing there.
Hi. Did this man assault you?
Oh yeah, no, I did that. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
Ellis.
Paget follows.
I'm actually gonna side with Ellis on this one, Maeve says, as she's like coming up behind.
Paget comes in. She goes, "Hey, good nap?
Let me.
Better than last nap?"
If I run my diagnostics, what do they say? Am I still dying?
oh yeah, 100% you're still dying. But the purpose of this was not to fix you. It was to like map the neural pathways and to see exactly how much data you would need to compile off of your like split personalities in order to give them their own consciousness.
Okay.
No, Paget just meant last time you had a nightmare.
Yeah. You didn't have any nightmares.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Turns out total anesthesia is total.
Cool. You want a shot? We've been doing shots. Vodka number 1. Vodka number 2 was shoved off the counter.
And nothing else of note was said about bottle 2.
So you're in the Puritans, or were in the Puritans, or you built their gene mods, their body mods.
We're gonna have to find a code word for that because I think the power's supposed to come back on in like 4 minutes.
You were in.
Oh yeah, we can't use that word. That's a no word on the moon.
It's complicated.
The robot cops get real pissed when you talk about terrorism on the moon.
I don't think she's a cop.
Everyone's a cop until proven otherwise, Patch.
There is.
You are the coppest person here.
What the fuck?
That's the rudest thing Jaxper has ever said to Ellis.
How dare!
You are a literal bounty hunter. How is this?
Whoa! Hey, listen, I kill people for money. That's different.
No, that would be an assassin. You are a bounty hunter.
I am a scrapper. Thank you very much.
You're a freelance cop.
Given he actually was one, yeah, particularly offensive to Ellis.
This is worse than anything anyone has ever said about his chili.
So, getting back to the point which we really hate doing, you are/were a member of the organization. Can we say that? Can we say the organization?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the organization's probably all right.
I was not a member ever. I was brought here and sponsored for citizenship by the leader of the Puritans, by the head of the church, to make things for them. Essentially, yes, you have the right of it, and I did that for several years. We've covered my remorse for this time of my life. And
I think you can recover your remorse for the other half of the room if you want to dip your toe back into that one. Experience is good, but I think Jack's also.
No, we're good. We're fucking good, man. I got 3 days before I have to delete my brother or something, fair. So I ain't got a whole hell of a lot of time. I am dying, so we'll fast forward.
And then I walked away from it. I know a great deal about their organization. I was never part of their organization, so it's mutually assured destruction. I did not out them. They didn't assassinate me.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't know that that was your purpose in coming here, or that's what you were looking for until one of your crew members said the phrase. And this particular partition of the Ava consciousness that is assigned to my house, I hacked a very long time ago and programmed to shut down. Should anybody speak those words within audible distance, the Ava system has a collection of phrases related to terrorist organizations, crimes, and things like that that it monitors for, so as to alert the peacekeepers.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So, so we're not at immediate risk of peacekeepers flooding the house and fucking everything up.
No, they should not have any reason to suspect, I suppose.
Because they took away my railgun when I came here.
Oh, you let them take that?
Well, you left it on the ship.
Yeah. They didn't take it.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
I don't, but I no
We
longer
don't
have
have
gotten anime on my side, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Currently, that is true. It's very difficult to navigate.
So this is like their like place. They like hang here. The organization.
Yeah. Head honcho is here.
Now, head honcho. That's not Birds McGee, who we alternately. Yeah.
No,
that
no.
was-
Apparently, that's a title, not a name.
Birds
What?
McGee.
Birds McGee is a top.
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Oh, his name wasn't Gabriel. That was his
That was his title.
position.
Yes, the church uses the names of the archangels to.
Oh, so then Michael is
identify it.
just like Michael the archangel. All right. Well, shit. Wait, did we
Correct.
I walked away lest I become more violent. Did we establish who Michael is? Does everybody know?
Oh, we got names.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That's useful.
The Colburns.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no.
apparently the Michaels are like the Colburns.
What?
It was like Daddy Colburn and Baby Colburn. Well, not
The-
baby anymore, but you know, the
Oh.
Colburn Jr.
The Colburns.
Yeah, the Jovian Mining Colburns, the ones who employed me for over a decade.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
There is a derelict, no longer in use, old CNR building that may or may not be worth taking a look at.
All
Well, I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
It is. It's their compound.
Their
Okay.
compound. So it supposedly would be like walking into a death trap, but that's probably
Oh,
a
man.
good place we would want to start if we're looking for.
So, is this like a skull and bones thing, or how invested is CNR Corpo in the? Is this Batman? What are we?
No, not at all. I don't imagine that. Colburn is like any other corporation. It answers to stakeholders, shareholders, boards.
That's
It's
good. At
wrapped up
least
in bureaucracy.
that's at least they don't have the full weight of the Colborn organization behind
So-
them.
So wait,
Well, funding,
Right.
they do.
like mega corporations can't exist on the moon, but he can run his corporation from the moon?
Yes.
Everybody's got to buy fuel from Colburn. He's the only one making liquid hydrogen. Well,
Except for the
now the
mining
Jovian
collective,
miners,
but-
yeah. But for a while there, it was Colburn or nothing. So if you wanted to, build spacecraft or go anywhere in system,
But so once
It
again,
was
the moon
Colburn
is
fuel.
like just gonna
it's
let
like an
him-
Exxon station, at the Buddhist temple. It's not that he ran the corporation here, I guess.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
I was told that we should not go stake out the house. I still think that's a viable option.
That's probably a bad idea. The Colburns do have a shoot first, ask questions later kind
But
of.
there's
a
no
deal.
guns here.
They'll have guns. Imagine.
I mean, I know I have a gun,
Uh,
but like they don't have a gun.
Let's send a drone.
What, like
I
a
don't have-
cicada drone?
You got one? Did you save one?
No, but
Do you have a
like,
bug?
I no, I don't. But like you could just buy a drone, right?
Like an off-the-shelf drone?
Yeah, fly it around. Be like, fuck you.
See,
Sure.
that sounds fun,
Like-
and I don't think
like-
the moon does
Like
that.
early 21st century warfare. Just fly a little drone around. Be like, hey, what the fuck's going on? If somebody shoots it out of the sky, who gives a shit? It's a off the shelf drone.
I, once again, cannot overstate how dangerous and it would be to go there.
Oh no, we should absolutely not go there. We should send a little dummy robot there.
Which you could do it, but it's not. It won't look like anything from the outside.
Right, but we're not trying to
It's-
get detailed schematics. We're just trying to find one person.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be able to get a drone into the building to look for her.
You won't see anyone because it's abandoned. It's meant to look that way.
So if you were trying to find somebody who was inside this building, what would you suggest?
Oh, I could go join.
Oh,
I mean, I could call Elliot, but I think he's a dick, so I'm not gonna do that. Even though I would love to send his big dumb bunker busting ass in there.
I don't know that they take rando applicants, Pageant. I mean,
Yeah,
also
but
they do take a limb.
yeah, eventually. It takes a while.
True. You're not wrong. That's fair.
I've had like most of my organs regrown, so
Well, like,
you can do it.
I'm just saying, they don't know who I am compared to you guys.
It's
Y'all.
true.
True.
And your dad seems
think
really
the-
stressed about all of us going. So what if we just... one of us goes?
It's true.
Joining the church is a long process
Mhm.
through which you prove yourself and your loyalty to the organization, and then they remove one of your limbs.
Yeah, I know that part. I just need to get through the first initiation part where they take you in and they sit you down with the pamphlets.
You can't walk up there and say, "I'd like to join." That's not how it works.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
what I
to
thought.
be-
It's not really like a
invited.
jointed kind of a thing.
All right.
It's like the Masons.
You keep
All right.
saying this, and then it's like, what do you
All
want
right.
us to do then?
Yeah, I don't know
Here's
how we
the-
get in there.
Well, we could always just get fucking, I don't know. There's a fuel depot. We've got a ship.
Well, attack the moon.
No, I'm just saying no. I'm not saying attack the moon. I'm saying attack the fuel refinery by
on
driving
the
a
moon.
truck full of fuel air explosive into it.
I
aren't
do
you here
think
to?
I don't know if
Aren't you here to
fighting
rescue
terrorism
someone?
with terrorism works.
that part is that's kind of the first part there.
Yeah,
is that
I mean,
what
we're
if
here to
they're
rescue someone, but that's how we get in. Presumably,
so just
they'll-
try to blow up the front door? That's the plan?
Yeah,
But that leads us back to the whole we're fighting them thing, which I think your
Right.
dad is also.
I mean, we're not in the truck. We go in the back way while they're all fucking around trying to figure out what the hell just happened. And hopefully the police are there too, because the police are going to be like, wait, what the fuck? The terrorist organization that we definitely know is here, because come on, they definitely know it's there.
yeah, they seem well paid off. Yeah.
Oh shit, they just blew up one of their own fucking bombs because they're fucking idiots, because terrorists tend to be fucking idiots.
They.
I do like
actually,
blowing up CBN property. I am a fan.
They don't know. They don't know that the church is here. There are
How is
strict.
that possible?
There are strict rules. There are no acts carried out against tranquility. As far as tranquility is concerned, the church is a far-off threat that affects other people, but not them.
Oh, dope. That makes things easier.
So we frame them.
You cannot approach the base from above. There is no way to get inside. You would have to go. There's an underground network, which is the only way to get access. However, it is heavily guarded, and there are scans and levels of security in place that are impossible to get through to fool.
Okay.
So it sounds like you're telling us direct is our only option. That's what I'm hearing, yes?
Well,
Yeah, we're not really surreptitious folks.
then.
Apparently
And just
because
letting
they're like,
why don't we let the peacekeepers roll in first?
It's like Space Alexa investigates you if you say the word
and it
Puritan overhead.
might-
I
like-
don't have to let Space Alexa do shit. I can do my own thing. I can go talk to cops. I can talk to cops. I've talked to cops before. You've seen me talk
Are
to
you
cops.
sure it's a good idea for you to go talk to the cops,
I
Jasper?
can talk to cops. I've spoken to many a cop.
Space cops, though? Like lunar cops.
Yes, I have had conversations with police officers that did not end with either of us dead.
And how many of the conversations, like, what's just the ratio of normal interactions versus violent interactions?
Way higher. Because I had 50 whole years of running around doing shit before I hooked up with y'all, and then suddenly started getting fucking auditors up in my grill.
I'm at a good, like, 20 to 80. Like, 20-80.
Like,
split.
positive, negative? Positive, violent?
I don't want to get into the details of the map, but yeah, like 20-80. Anyway,
All right. So, what I'm saying is...
are we saying that the truck bombing is our maximum bet?
Well, we don't have to do the truck. Well, we could do a much smaller thing through these little tunnels, actually. It's that we can do with a neat little remote control. I like remote control things. Just like, you know? Do you ever like watch like the old school shows with like the bomb disarming robots? They're kind of cute. Just roll that through
I
in
mean,
front of us.
yeah, they are adorable, I guess.
Then, you know, it defuses the bombs for us, i.e.,
I mean,
so we've got-
I
sets
can
them off in
probably
front
put
of us?
together a remote control drone or something.
see? You know,
yeah, you can
trap
probably build a
clearing.
lot of things.
And again,
I can build because that's what I do, Paget. I am a mechanic and I
Right.
build things using parts and my know-how. That's it.
Why are you saying that in that tone of voice? I don't understand.
She's
Why-
really
like it's a lie.
she's really stressed out about the fact that she's been asleep for 2 days and she doesn't know what's happening to her ship. Leave her alone.
All right.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I realize that this is not my area of expertise by any means, but if you're trying to rescue somebody, I don't imagine that an explosion or a frontal
Yeah.
assault will be the
Yeah.
best. I mean, they could move her elsewhere. They could kill her. They could.
Yeah, but
so what do they want? What would they want with Grace?
I don't know. I said that I thought I recognized the name, but this was a long time ago, and I don't remember any specific context. It sounds familiar, but
I forward him a picture, an image.
I've never seen her. I can tell you that much. But it sounds like she. It sounds like she was before my time.
Okay.
And
What in general do they want? Like what do these psychos, what are they actually after? Because every time we've interacted with them, it's been a whole lot of grandstanding and banner waving and then murdering. And hasn't actually been that much like what do they want?
Well, they wholeheartedly believe what they preach. They're trying to earn favor, carry out God's will, humble mankind, I believe is a core part of their doctrine. The man was not meant to fly among the sky as gods. That's a thing they say a lot. In the meantime, they try to destroy major technological achievements or steal them to use them themselves. Generally, they are trying to show the world that technology is evil and that it corrupts by using it for evil, by letting it corrupt them.
You know, if Grace was hiding from these people, I don't know if picking a semi-biblical name for her ship was a good idea.
Well,
I
you know,
would
Monday night quarterback.
I would imagine infiltration might be the best option. However, there are, as I mentioned, scans, biometrics. The only way really that I could imagine getting through them would be he gives Maeve a pointed look and says, if you were someone else entirely.
So
What?
the only way that you would say we are likely to get Grace out alive is if someone using some unheard of technology was able to create a whole new appearance for themselves.
I mean, not just an appearance, but the cellular level. They would have to be another person. I'm not an expert in this, but it seems to me that if you are trying to rescue somebody, infiltration, the enemy not knowing you're there is the only way to ensure that person's safety. As soon as you blow up a passageway or a door, everybody's aware something is happening, and the threat for that person you're trying to rescue immediately skyrockets.
And with the full extent of your expertise and knowledge, you think that technology is possible?
Yes, I've written several papers. I've certainly done the research. I've never had the opportunity to test it. It's never existed before. I mean, it doesn't exist. It still doesn't exist.
Maeve.
What's going on?
Are you holding
I'm totally lost. What's
you
happening?
holding out some spooky science shit on us?
Pat is just pouring another shot.
In preparation. For Paget or for Maeve?
We'll see how it goes. We'll see who gets to it first.
So there's a chance that obviously I woke up, I'm feeling much better, and obviously I'm no longer have like the crazy Terraflu thing that was going on. There's a chance that is because it's not that the nanites are gone so much as they've morphed into a completely different nanite system for me than the way it works for you.
Wait, so now you're a nano bro too?
That's
Pat's
a little
like,
pedestrian.
do you want me to spike the bottle so you can show him?
What? What are you talking about?
She like lifts it a little bit higher, like she's like, eh?
I don't even know if I can do it a second time on command.
Do what a second time? What are we talking about? Chug vodka?
Yo.
Do you need nanomachines for that?
What's gonna happen? What's happening? Here.
Perhaps we don't. Perhaps we don't need to break anything, and I can simply explain.
I mean,
It's
his way sounds more fun. I don't know.
it's relatively simple, but it's statistically impossible. However, it's if I hadn't seen it myself, I'm not sure I would believe it. Put simply, nanites, yours, Jaxper, and the nanites of your your past crewmate. They're adaptive. They're reactive. They're meant to fight off threats. And in Maeve's case, when she was injected with the nanites, they perceived the Martian payload that still existed within her, these organisms and bacteria and much more simplified nanites who were meant to terraform and to create and alter things at the atomic and the subatomic level as threats, and a conflict that was taking place inside of Maeve. But ultimately, what happened was a melding of the two, I suppose, or adaptation, to put it more succinctly. And whether that is, Jaxper, whether that is your nanites perceiving, incorporating these other creatures into themselves in order to survive, or whether it was these other organisms changing your nanites in order, the way that they were meant to terraform Mars, is impossible to say and impossible to replicate the conditions of. However, the result is that Maeve now contains within her something entirely theoretical before. These are nanites that...
High five. Yeah.
That's fine. I was done.
Look. Okay. Okay, cool. So you can cellularly shapeshift.
I don't know. I wouldn't even be having this conversation if he didn't think so, because like the only thing that happened was we broke a bottle and I was picking up the pieces of the bottle, and then suddenly they like were all the part of a bottle again.
Wait, you put the bottle back together?
I didn't do it. It just sort of happened.
Paget passes the shot to Ellis. Ellis gets the shot.
Yo, that's rad. Hey, shit, that's rad. Man, I don't want to like actually break anything in here to see if you do that again. But that's super cool. Like, yeah. Do you want? I can like I could maybe like share some code, like the stuff I used to like recognize and
Can
like,
you do that
do
with
my
your
own
brain bleeding?
diagnostics.
I think probably it's best to keep these systems separate until we know more about Maeve's capabilities.
I mean, but she's a like a mechanic and stuff like that, so I don't have to like send her an active running code bundle. I can send her something that she can isolate and like look at like on an interface. You know, just for like
sure.
Yeah. It might be
yes,
that just might be helpful. I don't know.
As far as what we're describing, this highly theoretical procedure, I think perhaps if we were to, I think I could create something to offer a type of guidance system to sort of walk your nanites through what the process would be.
I mean, I guess I'm still not convinced that this is like anything like capable of what you're talking. I mean, it just fused glass back together. That's all it's done. Like what you're talking about is like so different.
I mean, you're correct. Yes, it's very difficult to say, but I do believe the potential is there. And in this particular case, to put it simply, maybe you would be the computer, and I would be writing a command for it to execute.
Oh yeah, but when I do it, it's weird.
Yeah, you might want to like think of a different analogy.
I'm just worried about the different strains, if you will, of nanites interacting with one another. We already know that Maves were highly protective.
So are you saying if, like, for instance, I got more of Jaxper's nanites, like the whole flu thing could happen again?
Or yours could infect Jaxper? I mean, it's hard to say. It's impossible to say. And those Jaxpers are the only thing. Jaxpers are the only thing keeping him alive right now. And they're not doing a particularly good job of that. So
right.
Whose fault?
They had their shots. Now it's time for mine to have a chance.
Yeah, fuck it. That sounds rad. I say do it, but I'm an idiot.
I mean, I guess if this is like the only way we're gonna get in to get Grace, then yeah, I'll try it.
Well, you know, we've got a few days for you to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, we can't be taking Jaxper on a walk yet. So it's not like he can go into a facility with us.
I don't want to walk. I just want to walk back out again.
Jaxper.
What?
We're trying to avoid anyone dying. That's the whole point.
I got like two different dudes in my head who disagree, so.
Yeah. By the way, can you tell me what their actual names are? Because Ellis didn't remember, so I've just been calling the one horny for death and the other one brother.
Yeah, kind of.
Can you tell me what their names are?
Shervin and 19.
Okay.
Shervin is the hungry for death.
Yeah, Shervin's horny for death. It's true. It's true.
Okay.
Elliot's the one who sucks. But he's not in my head anymore.
Yeah, he's out free ranging it now.
Yeah, no, Elliot's an angel now.
In a dope ass body.
That redheaded bitch I mentioned. The redheaded bitch that I mentioned down in the kitchen.
Elliot,
That's where
redheaded
Elliot is.
Robot bitch. Correct. That's Elliot. Yeah.
I'm real mad he got that body. It's a much cooler body than this body.
He's the scary bitch now.
He's a scary bitch now.
Yeah. Probably carving a path of destruction. Because that's the sort of bitch he was before he got the destructive body.
Godzilla level threat. That's true.
Mm-hmm. No, he sucks. He sucks real bad.
More
so
news.
Clearly we have a great success track record of dealing with problems as they rise. And
we solved
totally can expect similar results, but this time.
I'm just saying that Elliot saved all our asses by doing that, because we were absolutely about to die.
I mean, he also started you down the path that led to you having all of your brothers in your head, which is what is now actively killing you. So I'm not entirely willing to suddenly sign him off as a force for good.
Yeah, I'm pissed off because he seemed to be managing it. Like, I don't know.
Didn't he eat people? Isn't that
Just
how he
them.
managed it?
What?
Yeah, he ate people.
What? Yeah, he did. He was doing that.
He did. Elliot is a cannibal. This is correct. Yeah.
But but it's not like about the body. It's about like the brainwaves or something.
It's about the soul. Yeah, it's about the. It's about.
You
the
have
soul.
tasted human blood?
No, it wasn't.
Not?
It wasn't about the soul. It was about a power source.
Right. It was about soul. Yeah, he was eating souls. Right.
No, he was just using people as a big battery, which is a stupid fucking way to do things. Just get a fucking battery. I need a battery. Yo, I have some bad ideas.
Yeah, bad ideas. I love bad ideas.
What if we hook you up to the ship?
We are not hooking him up to my ship.
But
I don't want Shervin driving the ship, because Shervin has established he is horny for death, and we would then be living inside of him. And that seems like an incompatible situation. So.
If you're going to put one of them in the ship, put 19. He seems reasonable.
Oh, do not put 19 in the ship. Do not put 19 in the ship.
But he's not hungry for death, is he?
Of the 3 of them, 19 is the most reasonable, I guess.
Hey.
Well,
I said of the 3.
I think
You
he
are
was
the
including
fourth.
Elliot.
Oh,
No, Elliot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I read the 3 of us occupying this. Anyway, I keep getting off track because I'm still, like, I can't just do a fucking purge right now.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, but then I've got Sherman in the back of my head reminding me every time I do that, it's like 15 minutes off of the end of your life and you only get so many days. Meh. So, I'm not gonna. You should run some tests.
If you purge them, that just fixes the entire problem.
No, I meant a
get rid of
purge
them.
of the anesthesia.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That is making me slightly loopier than usual.
Right, of course. Getting rid of the things that are actively killing you was the silly suggestion in this conversation. My bad.
Yeah.
Foolish,
Glad we're all on the
obviously.
same fucking page.
Well, I don't.
Anyway,
Are we in the same book? Anyway, try this whiskey that tastes like tequila.
Oh no, this is still vodka number 1. Tequila
No,
number 2
I
is
brought the
downstairs.
other bottle up.
Maeve,
I've
run the test. Do the things. You should do the things. It's cool to do things.
Run the test.
I'm gonna do the guidance system thing when he makes it.
I think that would be best. I think that would probably be for the best.
Fuck yeah. I'm on board.
I am sort of just chalking all of this up to panic and a certain amount of mania in the face of impending death, and I'm doing my best here to sort of
That's all
roll with it.
accurate. It's all very accurate. It's true.
It's very concerning, but I am trying to accept that there is nothing I can say to convince you that this is a terrible idea. You should not do it.
The holding on to his nanobots or us assaulting the compound?
For the second one, specifically for somebody you're not positive is still alive.
Your opinion is noted and disregarded. So, chop chop, let's get that guidance system going. We've got places to be.
Alice takes another shot.
Jaxper like leans over and just is like, you can tell she's actually being really chill about this because that's actually the most calm she's responded to someone suggesting that Grace might be dead since Grace was taken. So
As we've established, Grace is not dead.
Grace is not dead.
yeah, Grace is not dead.
Grace is not dead.
Grace is not dead.
Understood.
Yeah.
Grace
Right.
is not dead, and I'm gonna go lay out in the artificial sun some more.
Is that?
Very
Can you
well.
get sunburned from that? Did
I don't know,
Ava-
it just feels really nice and warm.
I will do my best. Also, no, there's no harmful radiation in the simulated sunlight. I will.
UVB's helpful radio. Anyway.
I said what I said. So there. I will. I'll get to work and I'll see what I can compile. I believe I can call in some favors, perhaps, and get us enough samples for each of you to, go undergo the process, assuming you're all dead set on entering the facility.
Oh yeah. No, I'm going in there. Think
What?
Colborn to be there? That'd be cool.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Are you suggesting I could modify everybody?
I think he's saying you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
If you all
That's the
want
plan,
to
right? You're
enter-
doing weird nano shit, huh?
Well,
Yes.
What? I don't even know if I can do this to me. You want me to like modify the whole people?
You got 4 days to
Well, that's
figure
what
it out.
You'll be great.
That's what
All right. Anyway.
That's what the program would be for. It would,
Yeah,
Yeah.
automated redundancy, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Buddy,
Space magic.
24 hours ago, I was dying, and now you want me to
Interflow
like modify entire humans' cellular. This doesn't seem safe.
Yeah,
I can
I don't
understand why you
know.
don't practice science anymore. You seem like a very bad scientist.
Maeve, what the fuck about any of this
What-
seems safe?
What
the
crew have you
fuck?
been
What
on?
crew have you been on?
We
Yeah,
strapped
for
Jax to
real.
the top of a spaceship with a gun at one point.
Maeve is super
Less than a-
uncomfortable
It
being in
was
this
cool.
wheelhouse. She's used to like mechanical stuff she can touch and like
Less than 3
modifying
days
her
ago.
hands. This is all freaking her out way too much.
Less than
You're
3 days ago,
gonna be
Paget and I
fine.
played rodeo clown with 2 auditor ships in the middle of a space lane. I'm just
It
saying,
was cool.
this is our wheelhouse. This is where we live. The knife edge of what the fuck and holy shit is basically our lane.
I would also just like to note that I've been against this idea from the beginning and
Yeah, noted
continue
and
to advise you
disrespected.
not to do it.
No, I think it's completely reasonable to not want to do this.
Sure,
But
right.
Here's
We're
the
not
other thing.
reasonable.
Maeve. It's completely reasonable to not want to do this. It's completely reasonable to be freaked out. You have to decide whether you're going to choose being freaked out or going to go and try to save Grace with the best lead we've gotten in months.
You're out.
Can I be freaked out and try to save Chris?
Sure, but you still got to do the thing.
Yeah.
I said I would do the thing.
Okay, well now
I
the
just
thing
don't
includes
like the
doing it to
thing.
3 other people. So,
I know.
how's that? Still
Wait,
good?
how am I supposed to do that to Jaxper if we're supposed to be keeping the system separate? Isn't that like a bad thing?
No. He
Didn't you
just
say
said,
not to cross the nano streams?
He
Cross the
said
streams, mate.
he
do
said
it.
you can't take more of his, not you. You give.
No, he also pretty much directly implied that I should not get involved with that. But
Did he?
fuck it, it could happen. Who knows?
Yeah,
You
whatever.
wouldn't
Yeah,
be
weird.
you wouldn't be integrating your systems. You would be simply changing the meat,
Oh, it's a
for
meat
lack of a
thing.
better term.
I do have meat.
Can you, when you do this, Maeve? At this point, Paget has consumed most of this bottle of vodka.
Okay.
Paget's just like, Maeve, when you do this, can you give me blue eyes?
I will
Wait, do you not
take
have
your
blue eyes?
request.
Paget,
No, these are contacts.
Paget, are you sure you want blue eyes? Because that comes with an increase in migraine.
They're not real.
They're fake blue eyes.
But she's doing like gene mods. She's doing like on the fly gene mods. So presumably,
You're
Okay, so if blue eyes give migraines, what do the green ones do?
oh,
your options will be limited to genetic material that I saved to protect myself legally.
Wait, you want me to modify them into actual
Other people?
People that
Yeah,
like
that's what he
really
said.
exist? Okay.
You have to
Okay.
pass the
We have to pass gene
bioscans.
scans.
Oh, I thought we were just like scrambling enough to
Oh.
pass through the gene scan. We're doing full on body swap.
dope.
This is gonna be
I love
weird.
this. I love
All
this.
right.
The cellular
Okay.
level, yes.
Okay.
This is the coolest fucking thing I've ever
This is
done in
fine.
my life.
This is fine. This is definitely something I am comfortable doing and not at all freaked out about. Okay. Let's start in on that system.
I feel like you should read a book about or watch a video.
Are there
have a-
books?
He's gonna.
As far as I'm being told, this has like never happened before, and most people didn't think it ever could happen. So you know,
Maybe
I'm guessing
write
there's a lot
a
of books.
book about it very fast and then read that book.
Oh, here. I'll write a book about. So you got some nanites. He holds up a page, but it just says, "You fucked."
Yeah. Maeve is very quickly grasping
would-
that.
I think that would be an unpopular picture book for children, Jasper. I'm just saying.
You're
He
thinking
didn't
of the
draw any
wrong
pictures.
audience, man. I'm writing for a middle grade audience here.
Oh,
I think
chapter illustrations
perhaps
only.
If time is of the essence, I will get to work on the code, and you, not to be rude, but you should yell at each other somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Wow.
Fair
Let's
enough.
go lay in the sun in the backyard. Have some things
With the bottle of tequila ski.
and other things. I brought the original plan when I brought them was for Jaxper and his dad to get high together so that they could relax because I felt like they would need to bond. But I feel like Maeve needs it more now.
You want to get Maeve high?
Maeve
This
seems
might
like
not
she
be the
needs to
best time to get
relax.
Maeve high. I don't know.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, like Jaxper like pauses and is like, I can help with the coding if you want, or not if you prefer.
No, I would absolutely welcome the help. Yes,
Cool.
I would like that. Also, it's called Whiskila. What kind of a name is Tequila Ski? That's stupid.
Whiskala is so much worse. I don't know why you would have said those words to me.
Oh,
I feel like
go
Whiskila.
fight with Eva about it.
I am. I will.
I'm pretty sure Whiskila was a waitress at a bar I used to work at.
And that, kids, is the story of how I met your mother.
Your mother Whiskila.
That's the other half of Jaxper's genetics.
Whiskila.
Whiskila.
Anyway, yeah. So, so the three of you adjourn to do drugs and various other substances elsewhere. Leaving you, Jaxper, and your surrogate, well, not even surrogate, your actual technical biological parent, Ivan Hayworth, with you. And he like pulls up a holographic interface and starts going through like this incredibly complicated sort of stream of code. And he's just sort of standing there like hand sort of stroking his beard, concentrating and thinking about it. And he sort of remarks as he does so, I'm a little surprised as the three of you are sort of leaving the laboratory. You see the lights and the other systems in the house kick back on. And so he says to you, Jaxper, he says, I'm a little surprised that you took that information so well, if I'm being honest. I've never told anyone before. It's not a time in my life that I'm proud of.
Look, everyone's got something shady. I tend to trust people more once I know what that is. I'm not worried about the fact that you've got something fucked up in your background. Like, I know you've got something fucked up in your background. You made me. Like, I can't even say that I don't understand going from the things that made me to that organization. Doesn't make sense as a reflexive action, overcorrection, maybe.
At the time, what they said, it aligned so perfectly with all of the anger and the disappointment that I'd felt seeing what they'd turned you into, what they were going to do with my life's work. And at that point, I didn't even own it anymore.
I get it. I get it. Believe me. It's not like it's not something I've thought about. You know, just going on a full suicide mission and taking out every piece of those companies that I could. But the fact is that one of those companies mostly makes things that help people. So, I'm not gonna go fuck around with that, even though I want to. The other one probably could use some more blowing up. But they'd probably like that. It's how weapons manufacturers are.
I think perhaps you are, all of you, could be the key to something much bigger. Real change. The implications of Maeve and what she may be able to do. You talk about these corporations helping people, but it's all a means to an end. And at the end of the day, there's a line on a report somewhere with a dollar value. And that's all that matters. But if we could seize control of our own biology, neither slaves to ourselves or to corporate interests,
Then
I mean, it's the same question that I sought to answer when I was much, much younger. Can any of us ever really be free as long as we're slaves to our own biology?
let's write some code.
Of course, yes. We should get to work. And Jaxper, I just want to say for all of this, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad we came here. But
Is it wholesome?
They're bonding.
bonding. It's classic. This is classic. I feel like father-son bonding, where dad is talking about all of his ideals for the future and the great liberation of mankind, and the son is going, "You are an absolute crackpot, old man." So I feel like,
which of course means Jaxper's dad is going to have to die. That's how it always plays out.
Yep.
No, he's
going to sacrifice himself. Yep,
Checks out.
he's just going to die.
No, he's just a friendly old communist who just doesn't really understand that that's not how things work.
He's gonna die, you're gonna inherit the house, and we're going to be terrors upon the moon forever.
Screw that. Maeve is going to take her, like, superpower nanites to go, like, create a Martian utopia is what she's going to do when this is all done.
Fair. She's like the moon.
And when all this is said and done, Jaxper's going to write a book that says it's called My Dad, the Biocommunist.
That's what it's gonna be like. That's what it's gonna be like.
Well, glad we got the epilogues
Yeah.
established.
Established.
So let's
Good.
just go
Now we
assault
have
that
to-
compound.
Now
Yeah.
that we know for sure we live.
Now that we
Of
know that
course.
everyone's gonna survive, and we all
Uh-huh.
We're
Right.
all,
We
we're
all know
gonna
how we have
live-
our happy ending, so we just have to assault the compound
yeah
to get to the happy ending portion.
Yep.
which is gonna be absolutely fine. I guarantee it.
Absolutely fine.
So
Guaranteed.
yeah, so I'm gonna write some shows.
Yeah, as you work on that, as you get to work on the code with your biocommunist father, on the other side of the moon, right outside of the colony of Nubium, we see a depot, little more than a building and a series of storage structures built specifically for liquid hydrogen. There are far more storage capability underneath the surface. Most of it is kept underground to better ensure the stability of the conditions. And it is within this depot, far underground, that there is a cell, a dank, dark corner of this facility, long abandoned, where there is a woman. On the older side, her hair now much, much longer, but still iron gray. Still visible is the scar, this jagged scar on the side of her skull. But she seems diminished, not just physically, because she is. She looks wasted and borderline starved. But in her one good eye, there's still a spark of defiance as a shadowy figure walks in front of the cell door, obscuring the light, backlit into just a silhouette. And he speaks to her in a voice. He says, "Well, Grace, it's been real nice getting reacquainted with one another. But I'm afraid it's becoming evident that you don't intend to come back home, not willingly, to re-enter the flock of your own volition, seek salvation. You're just a little too stubborn for that, aren't you?" And she just sort of stares at him, her face stony and impassive, but sharp. He chuckles and says, "Yeah, I didn't think so, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's one of the things I loved about you. Strong you are. Unable to be broken. Never bending. I'm sad you won't be able to see the better world we're building, Grace. Everything's in place. Just like last time. You remember last time, don't you, Grace? And she sits up a little straighter and spits on the floor in front of him. And he says, yeah, I don't imagine you've been able to forget it. Imagine you still hear all those voices at night when you close your eyes, don't you? Calling out for help, screaming in pain, burning in the hellfire of their own making. Sent a lot of souls down below that day, you and me. Let's see what I can accomplish on my own, shall we? And he steps away, and the light streams back into her cell. And she scoots back, leans against the wall, just kind of sets her head back against the concrete, and just a couple of tears stream out of the her one good eye. And that is where we will call part 1 of our series finale for Nephilim. We will be back next Sunday with the exciting conclusion. Same space time, same space network.
Same space time, same space channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy.
Everybody have fun in this. Everybody enjoy this lighthearted session. This was actually
It's so chill. It's just relaxing. Just you know,
compared
easy
to like how
breezy.
bad it could have been with all of these revelations.
We kept some
That's true.
levity.
It was 40% shots. So
Shot.
Hey, for someone who
Shots,
wasn't here
everybody.
for most of the session, the parts I was here for were great.
Hey.
good.
Hey.
That's all we can ask for.
I would like to thank Route 95 for being a shit show. And
If you know, you know.
and my child for
Absolutely
Just-
nothing.
absolutely nothing.
No, he's good. He's a good lad.
He's a good
Maybe not
boy.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and say good night, everybody. Thank you once again for joining us. If this was your first time here, or if you're always here, we really appreciate it so much. We would literally just be talking to ourselves if we did not have such wonderful people watching and talking to us and following and coming back week after week, donating, subscribing, whatever, and spamming gifts at us. So thank you once again so much. This was a great time. We did some real good work for Planned Parenthood tonight. We played our game. And speaking of games, this game was like the first one that the first ongoing game that I ever ran on the channel. And I'm sure I'll have more to say about it next week when it finally ends. But it's I don't know, kind of learned everything that we do here over the course of this game. And if I didn't have such excellent and willing players, it would have been a lot harder. So thank you all so much for being part of my little story, and also like making it not just my story, because this was a very different, much more boring setting before we all got our hands on it. So thank you all, even those of us who are no longer with us. Once again, Tayo is not dead.
He's
just
not
got
dead.
crazy.
Promise.
He's not dead.
Promise he is
Don't
not
He
check.
is in Pennsylvania,
But he's not
he's
dead.
not dead.
He's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
Being in Pennsylvania can be like being dead,
Mm-hmm.
but
But
it is
But
not.
he's not. He's very happy. The moon was just a regular moon originally, I hear. No, it was no, it was never. It was never a regular moon. Still not. Moon's haunted.
always
That's
been.
why we
So-
need the railgun.
Yep, that's why we need the railgun. We're gonna call it a night on that note. And I'm sure we'll get sentimental next week. But for now, we are gonna call it here. I'm just gonna see if anybody is live that we could go raid and say hi to. I should expand this window. Woo! Raiding, saying hi.
Oh, I should have played my Space Priest character. We had a Space Priest. Well, we had a Space Shinto Priest.
Mhm.
Yes.
And if you're
That's
not
true,
in the
we did
Discord,
have
you
that.
should be in the Discord.
Yes.
Should
Oh,
be.
yes.
Oh,
if you're
true,
not in
yeah, there's
Discord,
all
you
that
should be in the
stuff. Hey.
Discord
Yeah,
shenanigans.
follow us on Twitter.
Also on the tweet machine, the Monster
the
Bird
hell
app.
Does that
Site.
work?
Yep.
That does work. Haha.
That does work.
Yeah.
Cursed Bird app. Follow us on Twitter. It's where we do a lot of our scheduling and promotion and stuff like that. Discord's also great. We do all the same stuff in there, but also it's a community, not just us. There's a bunch of people in there who are not even necessarily on our channel. They're just nice, and it's a good, wholesome place where we hang out, play games, watch movies sometimes, and then talk about
It's
our streaming
actually
stuff.
the next movie night is next week. The day after our final
that's true.
session.
Oh, shit, it is, yeah.
That's true. I don't know what we're watching, but we're gonna do it. So yeah,
Wednesday. Tuesday, next session of Thing. Wednesday,
Last session of Thing.
last session of Other Thing.
Oh, yes.
yes, yeah, that's true. Tuesday is going to be Class Reunion. That is our D&D 5e homebrew game that I also run, and Julia plays in, along with some other great people. It's like an isekai where high school students from Ohio have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years and are trying to figure out why that happened. And then Wednesday is the hiatus, the penultimate, the ultimate episode before Della's maternity leave fully kicks in, where it's Fury Brick Road. That's Wizard of Oz D&D
Yep.
5e.
Yep.
And that is
Flying
also a very good
monkeys.
game with a great cast.
Set off explosions underneath the desert.
Yep, Flying Monkeys named after cities in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Sunday is Nephilim Part 2, end of an era.
Fine.
So thank you so much. On that note, we are going to disappear, and then we're going to raid into our old friends, Negative 2 Charisma. Say hi. They're great. They're playing D&D. They do a good job, a very good job. They're excellent. So we are going to go ahead and say goodnight. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. All right. Talk to you all later. See you next time. Bye.